Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are awake, we are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
It's Friday, my dudes.
Thank God it's Friday.
And a TGIF to you all. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Have No Sphere right here on the Iron Realm Media YouTube channel. My name is Josh Corey, and we have got some open lines tonight. Whole bunch of nothing planned, so we just go to Old Reliable. But that's what we have the links for. That's what they're there for. So, we're going to say hello to everybody, and then I'm going to start throwing links out everywhere, maybe even open up Telegram. We'll just make it a freaking party. Let's say hello to Mr. Zachary Zabala, also known as Good Times for All, or the Nomad, or Maven Johnson, or Too Nice for Rice, or the Stay Puft. We could do this all night long. Zach, how the hell are you?
Hey, Josh, doing great, man. Yeah, I had a fun time this morning on the show. That one just flew by today. That was crazy. It was like, before I even took a first sip of coffee, it was like the first half hour was gone. And that's pretty much how the whole day went. I did take a little nap. So I got a couple hours of sleep. So yeah, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready for the show. These are always fun.
Are you awake?
These are always fun. Let's say hello to Mr. Walter Johnson. You might know him as Flat Earth Head here on the YouTubes. Walter, how are you, sir?
Good afternoon, evening, morning, dusk. I don't know. Hello. How are you all? It is Friday. We did it again. Amazingly. This just keeps happening. Yeah, this morning did fly by. Like, truly. Like, you know, we always joke, but it's truly crazy how fast it flew by. See you all there in chat. I'll start typing in a minute, just getting in here. So, but yeah, we're going to throw out those links. They're coming soon. Get in here. Tell us what you've been up to. You know what we've been up to.
Most of us. Some people we haven't spoken to in at least a week.
There is a lady that we should get to know a little bit more about what she's been up to. She's always got something happening. So let me shut up and let you get over to her. Or, you know, Lucas, or whoever, and Lucas, whoever you want to talk to.
And Lucas.
Let's say hello to Mrs. Cammie Nodell. Her channel is Aisling717. Cammie, how's your week been?
Oh, my week has been good. Right now, I am elbows deep in tomatoes from Mr. Wonderful Zach Zabalda. Add Master Gardener to his titles. I have got tomatoes coming everywhere, and right now, as we're doing the show, I am cutting them up, dicing them, and we are going to have salsa.
Nice.
I know, fresh from the garden.
That's how I like it. Don't be afraid to throw some cilantro in there. Go heavy on the garlic, heavy on the salt, heavy on the pepper.
Got the garlic already pressed, and it's happening a lot. I don't go as heavy on the cilantro, but I do on the garlic and the other things. I'm one of those that cilantro in any big quantity tastes like soap. We could,
Yeah, I got you some parsley so you could kind of mix it up.
add a little bit of color and mix and match on it. There are people like that. That's one of those genetic things that cilantro does not taste good to everyone. To me, just to describe what it tastes like and why I'm not a fan is often as a young child, I know this is hard to believe, but I sometimes had a potty mouth.
What?
I know, and I grew up in the 60s, and I can tell you that the yellow bar of Dial deodorant soap is a dead ringer for cilantro. So every time I take a bite of cilantro, I kind of reminisce over saying a bad word. I know.
That's why I always tell them, leave it off my taco, leave it to the side. Whatever you got to do to get that off my food, don't put that on my food because I don't want my food to taste like soap. That is so nuts. You were the only other person I've ever heard say cilantro tastes like soap. That's awesome.
Oh, not only does it taste like soap, but it tastes like, and you can verify and see if we're on the same wavelength. Well, if you're really sick, I can guarantee that it might not be good for you, but it won't kill you else I'd already be dead. The yellow Dial deodorant, it is a dead ringer for it. It's like, cilantro. And people like this shit. Next.
Somebody who might know a thing or two about cilantro or coriander or any number of things there in the garden. Mr. Lucas King, his channel on YouTube is LC King. How you doing, Lucas? How's your Saturday morning?
Doing good. Yep. Yeah, that's right. I think there's whole Facebook pages and things dedicated against cilantro or coriander. They just hate it because for that very reason. And some people love it. I'm in between. I can have it in a juice. And in juice with other stuff, it's all right. But in a soup or something, it's nah. So, don't know.
I'm going to have to take a wild guess out there that other people's taste bud receptors do not receive it as nasty as Walt and I, just hearing from you. Well, I mean, it's awful.
What was it again, Lucas? Now, what was it like? It was like what?
What?
That was almost a soundbite. That it was like. No.
No. But yeah, I'm not big fan on cucumbers. That's just like dirty water to me.
Well, that's borderline communism. You need to just That's crazy talk. No, I'm joking with you. Cucumbers are my favorite. That was the only thing I would eat as a child.
Yeah, right.
Because we always got stuff out of cans. Besides tomatoes. My mom always grew tomatoes and stuff like that, but she never grew green beans and stuff like that. So my green beans were all mushy and soggy, and I went to war with my mom. That was the first war we ever had, was over peas. I put my foot down and said no at 9 years old. It was just like, nope, not happening. I'm done. So she always had cucumbers in the house for me. That was one thing I would eat for sure.
I was one of those weird kids. I liked cucumbers. Almost any vegetable, I was good with raw. Green peppers.
Yeah, raw is
awesome. Exactly.
Green peppers were amongst my favorites. But even raw green beans, pretty dang tasty. Raw potatoes, even though they say you're not supposed to, I was a big fan of them as a kid. Yeah, pretty much anything raw, veggie-wise, I was all about.
Peas are the best. I mean, I understand cooking peas is a sin and making them mush. Mm-hmm. There is nothing like opening up a pea pod in the garden and eating the peas out of the pod and how fresh and yummy that tastes. And that compared to the overcooked, yeah. Your favorite is?
Peanut. Picking the peanuts in the patch with my grandma and just eating them until I got a bellyache raw because you're not supposed to. But they tasted so good out of the ground. They were so fucking good.
That was
to me, they ruined them when they boiled them or when they roasted them. They were ruining those peanuts. I wanted them straight out of the ground.
I totally get that, Walt, and that was one of those things that I learned after 45 or something, completely late in life. I never understood why they called peanuts peanuts, because I always had them roasted, and I'd never had them raw. And the fact that they taste just like peas when they're
Fucking
raw
peas,
was,
right,
it's like,
exactly.
I had my first one, so it's like, oh, this is where peanut comes from. You'd never know roasted.
Or even boiled, because all the salt takes
Right.
it away. It's just like a
Right.
different thing, totally different thing. Of course, I
The
don't know how
thing-
much boiled peanuts you people have been exposed to. That's like a southern staple here, so I don't know.
Yeah, I could not believe that going down south. All the boiled peanuts. Every gas station had flavored boiled peanuts, different flavors of them. Some of them.
Yeah, that's new. That's
Teriyaki.
recent. Yeah, that's recent. That's not classic. Classic's just salted boiled peanut.
Yeah, they always had the classic one there, but then they had other ones too. And it wasn't like one or two. I mean, it was like a big giant vat. Come fill
Oh,
it up
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, get you a
Yeah.
big old cup full and
A
half
big
on it.
cup full. Yeah, it's insane.
Shout out to the Brutal Truth, back in D Live, hanging out with us again this evening.
What's up, Brutal Truth? Good to see you this evening. You stay strong, my friend over there. What? Shout out Nuka Cola. I just saw you popping up there in chat, friend. Missing you as well. Hope you're doing good.
Yeah, I'm
We
going
need
to
to
be
get an
throwing
update
some.
from how you are, friend. You should maybe hop on if you can. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, give us an update on. I know the situation was dire last time you were on, so
Yeah,
when we
just-
drop those links out, yours should still be working.
yeah, if you've got a Zoom link, anybody out there that might have a Zoom link to this call, feel free to
Right?
use it. Just go
I see a
ahead.
few people who might have one.
Pull it back
Older
up.
Tory Sheet probably has one. Martin Alika there in chat probably has one. I'm just messing with y'all because I see you guys coming in here as I'm getting to chat. So yeah, anybody who's got a chat link, you're in. I mean, show link, you're in. You can come on in. Knock on the door and we'll let you in. Unless we don't want you in, then we won't.
I'd like to play Martin's. I'm trying to find it right now. His
I'm looking
promo.
for it right now too. That's what I'm
Yeah.
digging for. Martin, if you want to link it to us so we don't have to just dig forever here, man, throw us your promo. I've already got the page up here for the North American. Oh wait, this is the wrong page I've got up. What am I looking at? Oh, this is where I shared the link from this morning. Let me go find it again. Well, now the page has changed and I'm having trouble finding it. So give me a minute.
I wish I was a UKer
Right,
for this
as
one.
well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I wish
Man.
Martin was here
As well.
to do Flattoberfest.
That
I really,
Toberfest, right?
seriously, that would be the bestest ever, Martin.
It'll
We know-
happen.
It'll
Why don't we
happen.
It'll happen
create
one
a
of these days for
truther
sure.
exchange program? A truther exchange program. We send them like Zach for a couple of months. They send us Martin over here for a couple of months. They learn stuff. We learn stuff. Listen, what? That's it. It's all. Oh man. You gotta
Well,
have the family.
what if Zach wants to play with Martin? I mean, that's kind of
Well,
rude to do to
y'all
Zach.
We'll
Yeah.
just
How
have
you
to-
gonna make it so I don't get to
Yeah.
see Martin?
Yeah, why don't we bring
cool.
Martin and some
Alright.
people we don't like out there? No.
Wow. Oh shit.
I'm a.
Shit.
Oh,
Jimmy
I'm-
went there.
I went there.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, truly, man. I'm struggling. Have you found it yet? Because apparently the pages I had open were the Facebook link that is not now there.
I have my fingers in garlic. I don't think anybody wants me to touch or help with anything.
That's the deal here. Why?
It was a pretty common saying in my household growing up that ice cream and Jell-O were pretty much the only two things you didn't put garlic on. Everything else gets garlic.
I could be in your house. I am a fan.
Even still, we buy the great big freaking Sam's sized jar of minced garlic because we go through it so much.
I have a whole bag of cloves that Mr. Zachary Isabella, they magically showed up on my salsa countertop. I don't know how that, I mean, it's magic. He really is. He is not only too nice for rice, but just, yeah, just a magician.
No magic. all physics. But we were talking about that on in the Globebusters chat on Wednesday, the Wednesday show. I had brought up the fact that I don't think there is a pull. I'm with Dell on this one. There is no pull in nature or anywhere. Everything is a push. Everything is from a positive to a negative. In some kind of, it's a pressure mediation. High pressure is going to low pressure. And they were saying, oh, but you pull a trailer, this and that, pull a car, this and that, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. The gasoline is exploding and pushing that piston. Everything after that is just gravy that's attached to that initial forward push right there. So you got to kind of go back all the way to the beginning of the equation to see whether, and I don't think there is a pull in nature. No pull.
So wouldn't entropy itself be a pull? Like, wouldn't that be the ultimate pull? Just it's pulling things apart, pulling things. Like, I don't know how to even say what I'm saying exactly. So, like, entropy to me is a flow. And it has to be an end flow because that's what entropy is supposed to be. It's like the breaking down of order. And we are the ultimate order. And I think explosions or pushing or whatever would speak to an order, whereas entropy would speak to disorder. And I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about it in the wrong way. But I see what you're saying, like everything can come back to a push, because when you said that about the engine, it's like, oh, no shit. So, yeah, I get it, but I don't know. Except for entropy, I get you on all of it.
What about your magnets? How do you explain that for push only?
Well, yeah, it's a positive. You have your positive, and it's going towards the negative, It's still that. Actually, it's going towards counter space in the middle, if you want to get like super technical, like Ken Wheeler does. But yeah, the way he explains it, at least, there is no pull on a magnet. It's two different magnetic fields being forced together towards the counter space they create by coming close to each other in the center. You can even see it under a ferrocell cell. When you put a positive and a negative near each other, you'll see this little black hole appear in the center, just like it's another pole being created. And that's what they want to go towards. Those poles all want to connect and be one pole.
Yes, science!
It was a 50-50 shot.
Yeah,
I wanted the magnets one.
Magnets!
Like I said, it was a 50-50
Do it again. I
shot.
spoke over it.
Yeah, bitch! Magnets!
That sounded like Nemo, like real pissed off. Even though I've never heard him pissed off, I think that's what his voice would sound off if he was screaming magnets like that. That was weird. And he has such that soft-spoken voice, and it's, I don't know. Has Nemo ever been on the show? Or have we only talked to him off-air?
Only off air. He's not ready to come and make a public debut.
Man, you all are missing out. I'm sorry.
You are. We're pretty lucky to be able to get to talk to him off air.
I get to see him again. October 23rd and 24th in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Thanks for actually. What all is going to be going on?
There will be a Flat Toberfest. This will be the third Flat Toberfest now?
Third one that I've been doing,
Wow.
yeah. Definitely. The first one at the Firmament, which is a lot of fun, and then the second one at the Shriners Club, and I think this is Oktoberfest number 3. Getting bigger and better every year. We have Marty Leeds coming. My husband's going to be a speaker. Mike Williams, Sage Quay, ODD will be performing. One Big Love will be performing. A lot of other speakers. Jason, Secrets of Saturn. Corey Kell, Flat Earth Intel. Zach and I will be doing a interactive where we show what we do, the things that we do, where people want to walk up and see and feel how it works. So we'll be playing an interactive. There is some. I will talk to Zach about it. There is a possibility we may do a presentation if we can bring people from the stage out. But part of what we do is really nice that everybody gets to like be right in and touch it. So I'm not quite sure, unless we did it like a magic show, Zach. Where we bring up. But I think we'll probably just keep it the way we had it before.
Yeah, I like it that way.
I know, it's really comfy. We don't feel like we're on any type of, there's no nerves, it's just getting to interact with people. It's really a pleasure.
Well, I am jealous for a third year in a row.
Well,
Yeah, for damn sure.
Can't you drive? Can't you come out? Is it really that hard? It's a Saturday and a Sunday. It's, I think, 8.5 hours from you.
About 10 and a half.
Of my drive, that's ours was a lot longer because we had the car blowout on the way, the tire blowout.
Yeah, Waze tells me it's about 10 and a half.
Well, you don't drive like Bob does then.
This is true. Of course, I don't drive like Google tells me to either. But I want to give a quick shout out to Nemo and his wife. Lots of positive healing vibes headed out there.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And guys, I'm trying to type to you in chat there. I'm just struggling because I keep having issues with things. I'm going to have to close it and go back. I think I didn't reset everything this afternoon. So that's my bad. But I did fix you, Martin. You should be able to drop a link for us there now. Sorry, that's what I think messed me up is when I opened Skype over here. I don't know what's going on. I could have too many games on my computer. Sorry.
Well, while you're talking
anyway.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I got it fixed there. Rob, Aussie Rob asked if the link you have works. Yes, the link you have works. So get in here. In fact, like as we said, if you guys have a Zoom link from the last 5 years or so, since we've had Zoom, whatever, if we've had Zoom, you've got a link that works. And if you don't, let us know in chat that you don't have a working link somehow, because there are possible changes that have occurred, and it could be a dead link. But definitely, I see a few folks there in chat who should have them. So, and I was going to do a roll call, but when I did my switches, I can't scroll back to the top now. And when I do top chat, it's only a few of y'all. So yeah, I'm going to miss somebody, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Just know I love you all. Thank you for being here. And thank you for putting up with me while I struggle. There's Martin's link. You guys see that in chat? Because I can't share.
Yeah, I see it there in chat.
All right. Yeah, I'm on the phone, so I've given up sharing for this little short period of my time here. Oh, and he's got the link for the tickets for the FEB conference there at libertyliving.com. And all of the rest of that I said this morning that I wouldn't try to attempt to read out to you guys. But the link is there in chat. I will make sure it gets here in the show description. Wow, that's a song I know.
Oh, yeah. And we have the flat line.
Earth is flat. Earth is flat. Right? Earth is flat.
All right, let's see who this be. Thanks for calling the Ironworks. Who are we talking to?
Lately, I've been having heart trouble again, so I placed another order because this was the only thing that ever worked. And I just wanted to let you know that you have a great product.
To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your
life. I don't think I heard this one this morning.
Yeah, no, that was definitely not supposed to happen.
That was weird. Were we just on the air?
I'm sure.
Sure?
Yeah. Luckily, it would have been somebody's commercial break, so.
All right, so how do they do it over across the pond? It says 10/9/2021. So is that...
The 10th day of the 9th month?
Yeah, is that
Or
how
the
it
9th
is?
day of the 10th month. Some countries do month first, some countries do day first. It's very fucking confusing when you work.
I believe it's
internationally.
September 10th. I believe. Oh, we have the man himself.
We've got all kind of folks in here, actually. I'm just
Most
letting folks in
oh,
left and
yeah.
right. I've got a room full. Y'all go. No, just kidding.
Almost all of the countries I did business with overseas wrote out it backwards the way that we do. So,
Yep.
like, they would put the month first and then the day. And that was pretty consistent. We were the weird ones.
Usually, we are the weird ones. You're right.
What's up, Rob?
So we've gotten our buddy Rob. What's up, Rob?
What's up, Rob? How you doing, man?
Chad, my boy, your electric magnet well, you know,
Yeah,
the one
yeah,
the good
yeah.
one, the good one. They're all good. The good one that went, and he was asking me lots of questions the other day.
You're really low for me, Rob.
Yeah, you're pretty low for me too. You might have to get a little closer to your mic. I think
Give
you
us some of that bass.
Well, that didn't work.
Turn it up a bit.
There we go.
Is that better?
So I also noticed we were joined by a man named Martin Liedke has joined us as well while you're struggling there. Let me get him in here because I know, well, man, I shouldn't do anything on the phone. I give up.
Look, Martin's in here. Martin's
He did get
here.
in.
Allison's
Okay.
here. Rob's here. We're just waiting on
Okay,
everybody
I'm
to
just
get their
making
audio
sure
stuff.
I'm not blowing it with the phone here. 'Cause,
Since you-
man, this thing is totally different and totally.
There you go.
And it's
Martin.
literally changed since last week for me.
Yeah, you're
Maybe
pretty
that's
good,
one of
Rob.
the.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you good now. That may be why my sound fixed this week. They fixed the app. I don't know. It's got different places for things. Sorry.
No, as I
So,
was saying,
Martin-
Zach, I was showing my boy your video, Zach, and yeah, because he's studying to be an electrician. See, so
Oh, nice. It probably made sense to him then.
Oh, not yet.
No.
Yeah, he's only a little bit into it. He's just doing school and doing like a trade school. So yeah, he's asking me questions. I said, mate, don't ask me. Listen to this and see what you think. And then he sort of didn't understand it, and he was asking me other questions. But I'm going to have to get you to talk to him about that, I'd say.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, because I'm up with a lot of things, but that ain't one of them. Yes. But yes. No, I think I'm with Oakley and all them on there. I reckon it's buoyancy, not that.
Yeah, everybody can have their opinion.
Well, sorry.
And actually, it's no worse because it's
Ow.
it's funnier than you think because none of us here don't think it's buoyancy density. We just wonder what sets the framework, and so we just are really on the same size. We just look for things to argue at just by taking it at different. We're looking at different things for it, but yeah.
Yeah, just shit there and Cammy, just shit.
Rob likes doing
You know
that,
me.
don't
You know me already, don't
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was contemplating jumping ship too, you know, Rob. Why not?
I thought you already did.
Oh, you Aussies, stick together.
I was about to say, you fuckers out there. With
You going to
your
a protest
crazy
today,
tats.
Lucas?
Oh, there's one. Oh, where is it?
Are you going to one?
Melbourne? No, I'm not going to one.
No, we're going to one. Piss poor.
Are you going to one?
We were. Fucking oath
Yeah,
I'm going to one.
I am piss poor. That's good.
No, there's
So I heard they're locking down Melbourne again. Did you hear that?
well, they're already in lockdown. They've been in lockdown for a few
Oh,
weeks
yeah,
now.
but yeah,
Were they doing
exactly.
worse? Were they going worse again?
Well, they're going to the regional areas now, so they're going to
Yeah.
more Victoria, and like Alex had netball or something today, and they basically said no sport allowed.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
For all you people in the rest of the world, just take a look at Australia if you haven't already. What's going on in New South Wales and Victoria? It is an absolute disgrace what's going on. It's not going on in my town. We can virtually do what we want where I live, but we're protesting today anyway, or we're
Voicing your
there's
opinions.
There's a whole heap of people meeting down the beach, and they're gonna
Nice.
they're gonna hold up some signs and because this can't continue. This
It can't.
continue.
It can't. Thank you guys for protesting. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
Yeah, and I've seen a little bit with you guys, but I'm surprised the Americans. Maybe the Americans think that Q's going to save them and Trump's going to save them.
Well, it's not.
And they're waiting for Trump to come and save them.
No, that's not.
Don't hold your breath, guys. Don't hold your breath.
There's no mandates here. It's not like anybody's telling us to do anything.
Mm.
In a lot of the states, a lot of the governors are saying, "Yeah, screw your mandates. We're not doing that here."
Yeah.
And a lot are, because we just went back into mandated masks.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's splitting. They're dividing the country. It's in spots.
Yeah.
It's not
Of
like
all
a
the countries-
nationwide thing.
Of all the countries that I didn't think it would happen to, it'd be you. I thought you guys would be able to stand up and used to be the first to go out there, but it's not. It's surprising.
Well, they were, and then the whole thing happened with Floyd, and everything became a Black Lives Matter protest all of a sudden, and started becoming dirty. We were.
It got
Everybody
it got
was.
co-opted. It got totally
I mean,
co-opted.
yeah, Jaron was at the National Building protesting live. I mean, people were way
They were
back.
and they were just making a big deal not to give coverage to any of the protests, nor do they cover any of the protests you guys are doing overseas. It just doesn't even exist in American mainstream news. It's like you're not even there.
I don't know if Lucas can share the video he shared with me. So I'm on Telegram now of the same name. But Lucas shared a video of what's going on in Sydney, wasn't it, Lucas? Where they've blocked roads off. So you're going through a roundabout. I don't know if you've got roundabouts in America, but they've blocked a roundabout so you can't turn right. They don't want you to go that way, so you can only stick to your little suburb. You can't go left on the roundabout and go to a different suburb. They've got you locked in.
Crazy. We don't have roundabouts in our suburbs.
That was a Tim Truth video I found. So yeah, that's right. That was, I don't know.
So obviously that stuff that's 2,000 and 3,000 kilometers away from me, and I can go wherever I like in Queensland at the moment. But it's going to come here. It's going to come everywhere. All the Western nations, they're going to cop it. In France, you see what's going on in France. People aren't being let in the grocery stores unless they've been vaccinated. That's going to come here, and it's going to come to you guys as well.
Right, and what they're trying to do is make it the norm everywhere else in the world, so when it comes to America, we can see how it saved everybody else.
I think we're a test case. I think Australians are a test case.
Fight, protest, you guys. You guys are the best.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Yeah, Melbourne and Sydney should have been protesting a year ago. Well, especially Melbourne should have been protesting a year ago in their hundreds of thousands.
We should have had the Molotovs out by now.
Well, I'm not going to say violence is the answer. But,
don't look to the Russian aristocracy to save you, Lucas.
Something's got to happen. I don't know what it is. It's not sitting at home waiting for them to change the rules again and say, okay, you can go outside. That can't happen. So that's the story for the day. Anyway, it's sort of a good news story. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if people actually do turn up to these places that are locked down, because Melbourne, they locked the city down. The places that they want people to get to, the police just surround them and don't let them get there. So unless there's hundreds of thousands of people and they just can't stop them, then
that's what it'll need to be.
Yeah. If it's only a couple of thousand people want to go and protest in Melbourne, then it won't work. The police will just grab them individually, because there'll be thousands of coppers there. There'll be thousands.
I got told yesterday, Australia is struggling with some of its imports and things like that, getting products, and there's an actual shortage of tires. So all you have to do is go and slash a few tires, and
Well, you see, the truckies are going to start blocking the roads, Lucas.
Oh, are they? That's good.
Yeah. So there's a big push for the truckies just to park up, because what they've done is they've said the Queensland Premier has said to anyone in New South Wales, if you're not vaccinated at least with one shot. You're not coming into my in here. So that's the truckies as well that bring the food and all the products need to be at least one vaccine to drive into the state across the border. How about that?
Yeah,
that started yesterday.
Sounds like they're going to starve themselves out. That's what it sounds like.
So that started as of yesterday. So the truckies are thinking they're just going to block the roads off, get as many as they can.
That's no good. Does that mean I have no more bananas? 'Cause I've been eating a lot of bananas lately.
You better
they
stock up.
They can bring them to you. They can bring them to you,
banana.
Lucas. They can bring them to you, Lucas, but they can't get home.
Ah.
So if a Queensland driver drove down and delivered you some bananas, he'd have to give vaccine to get home again.
Fuck, that's bullshit.
How about that? And that's happening. That's on the legislation. How about that?
That's criminal. That is full on criminal. Yeah. So we're going to get a supply chain.
Yeah.
Complete backup.
When I saw these people doing it, even though I sort of agree with the trucks blocking everyone off, I agree with it. I've said in one of my posts, just remember, it won't be the politicians that starve. All right, they'll have they'll get theirs helicoptered in. They'll
be having their fucking caviar and helicopter rides and all the rest of their shit.
Yeah, I know where they're coming from, and I agree with them. But yeah, it won't be the politicians that suffer. I'll guarantee it.
Shout out VW Blue Sky there, super chatting us, and I missed one, it looks like, earlier from our friend Nuka Cola. Thank you, brother. He said, 2 words, 1 finger. I concur. Thank you. I concur. As I said, Nuka, if you have time to hop in, brother, you can too. I know it's kind of crazy and hectic over there, but definitely if you have a minute, pop in, man. That link you have that we gave you there on Skype or wherever I shot it to you last should still work if you can.
Or you can jump on the Restream. Like he has.
Any of those links.
He's actually here on Restream. He's here now.
I'm just seeing in chat too, Kiwi MacArthur, we are in level 4 lockdown. They locked down over one case. 2 or 3 million people. There's 2 islands.
That's insane.
New Zealand. 2 islands, 1 case, locked down the whole 3 million people for 1 case, which is the norm now. But there's 2 separate islands. There's the North Island and the South Island. They locked down.
Isn't their Prime Minister a crackhead? Oh, was that?
I don't think we have to be throwing obscenities around.
I don't think that's an
I thought you were
bringing people's.
I say what I want. We're going to touch on everything this show. We want to go through the gamut.
Lucas is pulling off the gauntlet. He's ready. Definitely here it's gotten, like I said, in our smaller town, it's concerning at this point, the amount of empty spots that are staying empty on our shelves. So they are definitely keeping the cities lulled with their sense of, everything's back to normal. Now, don't get me wrong. Some sections that for the longest time were empty now have gotten filled back up. But the other sections are emptying at a faster rate and not getting filled back up. So there's lots of gaps on lots of shelves on, like, even the major places. I'm not saying their fucking names. They get enough money without me giving them free advertising here on our little show. But yeah, even the big ones are starting to show their gaps pretty heavily here. Now, when you take it to that same store 40 miles away or even 35 miles away, it's different. You know, those shelves are thinner. Whereas used to, there would be 3 rows of shit back. Now there's only 1 and maybe 1 thing here, of things on the shelf. There's no gaps. In our places, there are huge gaps in shelving with nothing there that should be there. So it's getting concerning, for sure.
Unkaleko, are you there? Can you hear us? Are you responding?
Hello?
There he is.
What's up?
How's it, guys?
How you doing, Nuka, man?
Doing okay, brother. I'm doing okay.
So have things calmed down there where you are a little bit there, Tuma?
The looting is calmed down, but
Well, there's nothing left.
feedback. Okay. Walter?
Yes, sir.
Please send me the room ID.
Oh, Zoom ID? Let me. That may be difficult for me on the phone, man. I don't even know where it is. You got it? Yeah, I know you can find it easier than I can. Because I'm on my phone right now. All I can really do on the computer is kind of chat. Kind of.
So while we get Nuka settled in there.
Apparently we're having an echo issue I'm hearing there in the chat now that I'm looking.
I think that was with Nuka.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was saying it as well.
Is it saying in? Settling in? Sorry. Trying to read, trying to type, trying to get you in here.
I sent you the link there in this private chat, Duma. Feel free to hop on Zoom if that's going to make it better. I'm not sure why there's slapback like that. There isn't usually. I'm not sure what the fuck that was.
Really?
That was different. There's a high-pitched buzz, too.
So what?
There is a high-pitched buzz right now going on, Liz, too. You're correct. That's probably a lot of what our problem might be.
My buzz is definitely
I want Liz to come
so
on.
high-pitched.
I see somebody. Who's that? Oh, that's Allison. What's up, Allison? I see you, but don't hear you. Man, I'm so sorry, guys, that everything is difficult right now for these systems.
I saw Martin in here, too.
I saw Martin. He said he's here, but I've yet to hear him.
Can you not hear me?
No, I hear you.
Yeah, we can
Hooray! And Rossi,
Well,
what's
I've
up,
been
brother?
here. I've just been hanging about.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for being so polite, man. You're too
just
British
quiet.
sometimes.
You know, contrary to common consensus, I am a quiet chap.
Well, that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, thank you for, like I said, being polite and letting everybody have their say. Thank you. Well, welcome in again, friend. I dropped links and have yet to be able to share because, again, I'm doing multitasking between two devices and not doing it well. So at some point, we will play that video, sir, for sure, for sure.
It is pretty cool.
How you doing? I know you were always busy, and now you're about to get really fucking busy. You just thought you were busy before.
Really busy. Oh, my
I bet you are, man.
Yeah, man. So I got a big Brian splat coming for tomorrow. Yeah. Can't even tell you. It's just like, I can't even think about it. It just buzzes me out so hard to think about it. So that's tomorrow. Work some stuff out about all of this. What's going on? Game plan, sort of thing. So that was a biggie. So we're going to know more than we did. So that's a biggie. So yeah, convention. So yeah, me and mouth. You can blame Karen for this because I thought, well, Karen can pull it off, and I'm sick of being jealous every year, seeing you lot all loving, and like, why am I not there? I'm feeling the pain, yo.
Sometimes we need that little kick, don't we?
Yeah,
to just say, I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
So I did. I just I had that moment. I had the word from the Most High. Just said, you got to do this. So I felt like. So I just thought, I knew this venue where I did last year, a big venue. So I sort of got on it, rung them, and done a bit of back work. And basically, I got a couple of the team on it, and they're all folded in and come together. I done a couple of calls around, get some big names in to make it extra juicy, which I did. And out of nowhere, in a week flat, I only had tickets. These are going to sell quick because it's only been out 2 days of tickets. You sold like 100. There's only 300 available. So don't take a genius to work out. They're going to be gone. So, yeah, it's really exciting. People traveling from all over to go there. There's a lady from Greece, somebody from Australia, somebody from the continent. I don't know where else. I don't know if the States, anybody's coming. So I'm really excited. It's got a brilliant panel. Got managed to grab Dave Epic Murphy. Fantastic Dave.
Yeah, I saw that, man.
So that was fantastic. Yeah,
Mark Devlin will be DJing.
Yeah, man. So we got Mac Devlin to DJ. I got in contact with Mac because he's fantastic. So that's fantastic. And to newbies, new bloods, like, not like us old vets, but they're really good. They're going to be the future, these guys. It's like this girl, Jada, future of the past. She does mud flood. She's really good with the tech. And Paul Cook also. So I've been following him for a little while.
I've heard his name around lately.
Yeah. Well,
Quite
he's
a
just
bit.
our information, Zach, but he's putting him into really nice little concise packages that are, bite-sized for the viewing public. So he's nailed it, basically. He's clever. So, yeah, all props to him, no doubt about it. There's a lot of new people coming into it, and I'll give them all the support, man. It's really good. More the merrier, this information.
That's right.
Definitely.
So that's only like 3 weeks away, something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, 10th of September. So it's really cheap. It's like 25 quid, but that includes the food being laid on. There's also vegan I nailed yesterday, so that'll be there as well. So it's going to be just like 12 hours of fantasticness, and then a big party to end it. Big disco.
That's awesome.
With a famous DJ as well, like Mark Devlin's. I don't know if you know in America, but he's really famous in Britain. He's used to be famous Radio 1 DJ. Yeah. So he's he's doing music industry, picking it apart, because he's interviewed all the big names. He must have done on the radio. So yeah, he spills the beans on all the coding and that. So I like all that. So I'm quite looking forward to that presentation. So yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. It's just everyone's so excited. We haven't had nothing over here, guys. We've been just looking over and just wishing. And I've been sitting here thinking no one's going to get anything together another year, and it's just nearly gone again. So and then it just occurred to me, I think I better do this.
Yeah, and it sounds like you could have sold 1,000 tickets probably.
Oh, brother!
If you,
God, yeah, Zach, I could have sold. So it's already discussed. Like any monies off of this, I'm going to put in to get in a bigger place. Yeah, I've already discussed it. Like we've seen the way the tickets were going. It's just stupid. They're just going to go click of a finger, gone. So it's like first thing I said, we're going to need a bigger hall next time. So yeah, just try and get somewhere with like 1,000 or something in there, or even bigger. These pricks like David Icke, he filled Wembley Arena 2 nights solid, right? With
that's crazy.
Night, right? 20,000. You want to see the money he was taking from these people, yeah? It's total shit. And then he's coming out, as long as he, spills about lizards or moon projected reality, Saturn projected reality or whatever, he was allowed to do it. But, and dishing the Queen, like literally miles away from where she's sitting. So it's like, there's nothing going on there with him. So yeah, if he can do it, for the real truth, I think it'll be work a lot different. I'm having obstacles, because I'm having say 2-3 copyrights a day. They just closed 2 of my channels down, literally the day after I decided to do this. So yeah, I'm getting attacked.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was wondering, because I haven't seen you on those channels at all. I haven't seen them pop up.
Out, and Flat Earth British Think Tank channels out, and I'm getting copyrights on all the others. They're just pulling it out of their ass from 3 years ago, Zach. It's doing my head in.
Well, yeah, that's why Bob took down all of his videos off of YouTube.
I heard him say,
old shows.
Yeah, definitely. It's the only way to put them on private, because is that even enough, though, they're on private? I don't even know if it is.
Well, I think he removed them from YouTube. He has them all saved, on a hard drive.
Drives, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think he removed them completely from YouTube.
I don't blame him.
So they couldn't do that anymore.
One of the strikes we got was that we had just moved everything to private, and so where it showed up, it was on a private one, and we couldn't tell if it happened. It was too close around with the timing that had us confused, so we definitely paranoided out. And
you got good reason, Cammy. They're just making this up. The video that I was offending. Apparently, they got the 2 channels taken out. So one channel has got a 2-week ban, the other channel 2-month ban for the same video. So it's different rules for each channel, is it? So it just proves that they're just making this stuff up.
Wow.
And it's crazy on ours a lot of the times. they'll put it in, and especially like on our 24/7 where we'll do streams for several days, they won't tell us what got they'll tell us the stream got it, but they won't tell us, well, within this, 80 some hours of it, what exactly was it?
You're a violator, and that's the end of it. As they say to me, I'm a violator. It's like, yeah, and? What's your point? I just wind them up as much as they wind me up, I tell you now.
Yeah, I don't even let YouTube get to me. Their numbers and all the stuff.
Okay.
No, it's all nonsense.
It's
you
all
probably
nonsense,
have
brother. You know
5,000 people watching you every time you go on,
It's
Mark.
means. You got it. Yeah,
You know?
It's nonsense. It is. Not when you get down to the real things in life. It means, not a lot.
It's interesting. They really don't want people, actually meeting up at all, and actually talking to each other, communicating on because it's it's a different level when you're getting together.
Yeah, 300 non-masked awake people. Yeah, it's
exactly.
a very powerful thing, brother. Think about it. There's some really powerful people going to be there, real powerful entities. All you guys are, just all the truthers. But when you get together in the, when you're in a meet, when you get together in the same room, the energy, the atmosphere.
It's insane. It changes people's lives.
Yeah, brother, change your life that day.
Yeah, we share that magnetic connection, and all of a sudden, all the things I could do and I was good at, now you can do that.
Yeah.
It's weird. It really is.
It's like you're at home. It's like you're at home because you're with all your family. It's like you got, when you got like you're shy or you put up barriers with them lot, you have to. But when you're with the truthers, it all just melts away and you just feel at home.
That's how I describe all the Toberfest, and so it's the family reunion that you want to go to.
That's what
it is.
Gathering the tribe.
Yeah. And for those that have only had an online experience, it's got to be like a huge type of, these people are real and I can hug them, and there's so many other people around, and look, they're like me, they have children, they have it's a validating, I think, to get there around that many other people, and the children and the families and everything.
So
it
helpful.
really helps.
I remember
you're normalizing things for people, and you're actually saying, well, when we're together, this is actually normal.
Yeah,
and
then talk about flat Earth, and stuff.
Yeah, you can talk about anything you want to, but the fact is that the outside world that we're dealing with is not normal, and so there's a stark, discrepancy.
Well, we'll leave the
between
matrix
that.
outside. We will. It's not in.
Yeah, but the other thing is, like, from those interactions, and people naturally drawn to other people that are similar minds, or they'll find niche groups or whatever it is. But out of that can grow other channels or whatever else, different sort of ways of looking at things.
What I'm finding, Lucas, is the people that I've met in the last month, I suppose, face to face now, they've got no idea about anything pre-COVID. So all these people that are new to this sort of truth scene, I suppose, they got no idea what's been going on for their
whole lives. Yeah,
they've got no idea. I'm going to let them know.
There you
eventually, not straight away. But
you have to do it baby steps.
Slowly move into it. Slowly, just let them know what's some things that you can't.
Yeah, as they start talking about stuff, you can just start laying truth bombs on them and say, "Hey, go look it up." Go actually look at the government this and the government the declassified documents. I mean, once you get people willing to look, and as long as you keep feeding them truth, they keep wanting more.
Yeah,
this
has brought a lot of people having a bit of a look.
Yeah, well, it's exponential, isn't it? Once you get that sort of door opened, for me, it was learning about the monetary system and how they print for free, and we're like, hold on a second, everyone's working for free because you guys are printing the money. It was just progression.
There's way more of them than us, but Lucas, still there's way more of them than us.
But they'll be knocked out in 2 or 3 years, right?
It's evening up. I think we'll see. We got 300 a month ago down the beach. we'll see how we go today. We know that we're getting people from a couple of 100 kilometres away driving for this.
Nice.
Oh well, that's good.
Shindig today.
Yeah, that's good.
Did you see? So Airlie Beach is a couple of 100 kilometres south of me, and I don't know if you've seen around the world people dressing up in the white suits with the signs, "Believe the government." Believe the lies, and it's just like signs, and they look like zombies, I suppose, or they look like, I don't know what they're supposed to look like, but that happened in Airlie Beach. Those people are coming. They had a bit of a protest along the side of the road, and
they're wearing shirts that say "Believe the government."
No, it's satire. So
okay, good.
They're like white painters' suits or white fully. You can't see their faces, and they just holding these signs. Obey, believe the government. It's just a whole heap. It's been happening all over.
That's
the
sweet.
place. Yeah, so they're turning up apparently.
Get some photos for us, Rob. So next
well,
week you can share all your adventures. Do some like on the fly interviews. Say why are you here?
Right. I noticed throughout the different like shows in morning and afternoon over the last few weeks, and I cannot remember the people who said this to us in chat. So tell me in chat. But they mentioned how this time last year, certain relatives in their family were, watching TV and listening to the shit and masked up. And this year they're sharing the anti-prickery stuff. So a lot of people have changed their whole fucking viewpoint behind this last push of madness, for sure, it would seem. Just let me know in truth who that was, because I can't remember. But I know I saw it a couple times and meant to mention it, but we always get sidetracked. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no. So as I was saying, I just hope there's way more than last time. Well, I'm a bit up, I don't know which way it'll go, but from the conversations that I have, I meet a fair few people these days. I get out and about, and I always sort of get around to that conversation. I work my way around to that conversation, and most of the time now they're not happy people, and I spoke to a guy from the army last week, ex-army, and I asked him what's the rules with the army guys being deployed by the government, because in Sydney the army guys are walking around and intimidating, I suppose. And he said, no, they're not allowed to touch anybody unless there's riots and martial law, like full on. He goes, they're not allowed to touch you. He goes, if you didn't have a mask on, you could walk straight past these guys and say, I'm not wearing a mask. These army guys can't force you to wear a mask. They're only there for intimidation. It's only under extreme circumstances that the army would be pulled in and actually physically do things, I believe. So he said, no, they're not allowed to. He said they might be there, but they're not allowed to actually physically do anything. And yeah, so that was nice to hear of a ex-army, and he would know.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they still have to follow certain rules of engagement.
Yeah, Yeah, so whether the coppers might think that they've got powers to go into your house and stuff like that, which they are doing. They are ripping people out of their homes here who aren't following the rules, who are posting stuff on social media, and it's just crazy.
They're going to do that.
The army are not allowed to do that. They're not allowed.
So bad.
Yeah. So we'll see where that goes as well.
They said here, I got told today, that while everyone in Britain was watching the stupid Euros, the football, the politicians voted to force vaxxure. I'm not sure if the bill's gone through, but that thing about the police being able to come in without a warrant through on the streets is definitely a thing in Britain now.
Yeah, definitely. That's that's definitely a thing where you can go and do that. Definitely. But
hello.
We hear you, Uncle Lego. How are you doing?
Oh, hi guys. I can finally hear you, and you can hear me. I'm doing okay. How's everyone?
Not too bad.
Doing all right, man. Been worrying about you. It was so nice to get a message from you. What was it, Tuesday? Or was it last Friday? No, it was last Friday, I think. You popped in chat there just for a second. Friday. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we had heard from you for a couple weeks before that. We were Just hoping last time we had heard from you, things were real crazy. You said people weren't just looting, but they were burning down the structures after they were done looting.
Oh yeah, that they did do, and it looks
So is there
like we're in for
anything
round
left
2
standing?
on Monday.
Really? Well, what's happening Monday?
Our intelligence agency says we need to be prepared because it might happen again on Monday. So it looks like it's going to be around 2.
So what do the cities look like? Is there anything, just a few scattered buildings here and there, or how much was actually burned down?
The big companies like the grocery stores and the wholesale stores, they've basically claimed from insurance and restocked and everything. And the big shops are really open. The smaller shops are the ones that really suffered and closed down. If you go to the townships, all those local stores and the local community where they are employed in these little malls, they haven't fixed anything. It's like the owners got together and said, well, screw this. We support this community, and they broke into our stores and destroyed them. So we're not going to fix anything. So there's a big unemployment in the townships at the moment. So crime has skyrocketed because of, well, basically the looting that happened. Because now people are unemployed. Because people looted groceries and that kind of thing, and TVs, which is fine, I suppose, but you can't exactly pay your water and your electricity and your rates with 10 kilograms of rice. You need money. If you want money, you need to work. But they destroyed the businesses, so there's no work.
Wow. Sounds like it's going to take a while to get things back on track there.
Oh yeah, and with Monday coming, I don't think we're going to be recovering anytime soon. But for now, they're doing the same thing that they're doing everywhere. They're just trying to get everyone vaccinated, which is, really annoying. Because they're applying the pressure. They're starting to ban people from going to certain shops without having your little vaccination card thing.
Wow. Yeah, they said that was going to be starting down in Australia here. Where they were talking about that earlier. I know in New York City they were doing it to where you weren't allowed in certain shops or places like that, restaurants, unless you had your vaccination card.
Yeah, they're doing it. And I actually got a funny story about that. So during the week in the mornings, I help out at a nursing school. They train these nurses. And there's a lady there that makes the lunches. And she went to get her vaccine. And she didn't listen to us, but she got the Pfizer one, the first shot. And she almost died. She was sick for like the whole week. And then she got back after a week, and she was telling me about the process of getting the vaccine. Because I want the vaccination card, but I don't want to get the vaccine. So she tells me that you first register online, and then they give you like a venue where you go and do the vaccine. And then while you're in the queue, like you register and everything, and while you're in the line to go get the thing, you receive a message on your phone to say thank you for getting the vaccine. You got your vaccine at whatever hospital or pharmacy or whatever it is. Before you've even got the vaccine, because you're in the line, they've already sent the message that you've got it. So I was waiting for them to make it available to private doctors so I could just buy the damn thing without getting the vaccine. But after that information, I registered to go get the vaccine, and I stood in the line to get the vaccine. And as soon as I received my SMS to say that thank you for vaccinating, blah, 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 I left the line, got in my car, and went back to work.
Good for you.
Then the next day, I go to another vaccination site, and I said, listen, I lost my card yesterday. Here's my message. Here's my proof that I got vaccinated. I need another card. Now, because it's a different site, they don't know that I didn't get the vaccine. They just gave me another card. So now I have the card.
That's awesome. Well done. Any way you can loop around
Yeah,
the
that's sweet.
system, man. Good for you.
Fucking A, brother. That's amazingly great.
Well, see, the thing in this country, I mean, having a vaccination card doesn't mean shit here because it's still in an experimentation phase. So 30% of the people getting these vaccinations are getting a placebo effect. They're not even getting vaccinated. So do these people get a card that now says that they can go into a place? Because they are technically not vaccinated. So it's really, the experiment isn't even over yet. So having mandates like that, I mean, there should be a way to fight it. I don't know how they're doing it in your country. I know here it's like 70% of the people get an actual, vaccination, they call it.
Yeah.
And then 30% get the placebo.
Uncle Leleco, you're in South Africa, correct?
Yes.
Do you know what the vaccination rate is there for South Africa or Africa in general, by chance?
I'm not in South Africa. It's currently at about 20 something, it's like 23%.
Yeah. I've heard India was around 11, but it's probably higher than that.
Yeah, but India has 1 billion people.
Right.
We have 60 million people in my country, so 23% is pretty high.
But especially in India, right? These are people. This is wisdom. When you have countries that have served as hotbeds for experimental vaccines, and you have still an entire population of people that are suffering the effects of those experimental vaccines still, they have the wisdom to not just go running for the first fucking experimental vaccine for this COVID pandemic that they got told about.
Well, the biggest thing that I point people to in my country is if they look at the news is always reporting stupid shit like, oh, I was hesitant to get the vaccine and so died, so I got it to protect myself and blah, 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 blah. But they never want to do the other side of things of people that got the vaccine and basically died or got injured or anything.
Yep.
So people can weigh those two things and decide for themselves. They only want to show the one side of the story. I know 3 people personally. I'm not saying the vaccine killed them, but I mean, fuck. They got the vaccine and then they died. So I don't know.
A woman at work told me today she knows 4 people who died after getting the vaccine. 4 people in her life that died after getting the vaccine. She says, there's no way I'm putting that. Well, she doesn't speak that good of English. She's Croatian. But
Did she say how? Because the 3 people I know, 2 were strokes and 1 was a heart attack.
She didn't. There is a bit of a language barrier there. So as far as any technical jargon, I think would be a little bit lost. But I actually am dying to go smoke a cigarette, but I cannot go any further without saying hello to Karen B, Sue Finelli, Neo Drifter. So awesome to see you guys live and in chat tonight. It's so just, I don't know, I'm beaming. I'm smiling on the inside too. So I'm going to go smoke.
Yeah, well,
you guys talk amongst yourselves.
You go smoke. I was talking to my mate yesterday, and he said pretty much the same thing. Like it was an older lady, but she basically had strokes, and about a couple of weeks after the vaccine. So yeah, it's seems to be doing the same thing, affecting the.
Now, I do know, and I think Taboo Conspiracy put out like one of the best videos, but I was aware of it on reading the actual laws and the documentation and stuff going on here. But the way that they've changed the reporting out here is that if you've had the vaccine and you're in the hospital and you die, you're only going to be a COVID death if there's no other problems with you except for COVID, versus if you're unvaccinated and you die of anything and you have COVID in your system, it's a COVID death. So follow what I'm saying. If you die of a stroke after the vaccine, that's not going to be related at all to anything on their numbers or what they're looking for. The same on anything else, and so they're going to be able to report that it's only like the people unvaccinated that are dying because of the way that they're marking the deaths. They also did something, and I can't find it. I was going to bring it up. It was on 9 News in Colorado, and it was an app in Colorado, and I couldn't believe that they were doing it, but well, I did believe it. It's like talk about passing fear porn out. What you could do, it was an app to register your positive COVID and put out a beam around you so people know, a proximity warning. But not only could you put in the code from your positive test, you no longer needed a code anymore. You could have a positive test. It could be a home test or nothing verified. Anybody could go in and put in a positive test. It counts towards the positives, and it will beam out a huge thing around saying, hey, positive infected person, by just, if you had a cough and you thought you had COVID, you too could be COVID positive, even though you probably are. But I thought that was really an interesting, that way you can alert everybody around you in a huge circle. You could probably even set up 1 mile, 5 miles, how much do people have to know to stay away from, I'm sick. It's just some of the madness and some of the fear porn being propagated going on out there. It blows the mind. They have that along with the news of the fake vaccine cards and being seized by the government and all of the different news. It's just all a little drama, and definitely keeps people scared.
And most likely that's where a lot of it makes people sick. That's where a lot of people get sick, is from their body being in a fear state, literally from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed.
Yeah.
Because it's pumped into them on the TV, it's pumped into them on the radio, it's pumped into them at work, it's pumped into them at the line at the fucking store to get food to live. It's pumped, pumped, pumped. And as long as they live in that fear state, they're naturally going to get unwell as their body tries to rebalance itself and find its place of balance again, because it's completely out of balance. So, of course, dis-ease starts taking place. Body starts throwing off the toxins, trying to balance itself again, and suddenly you're sick. Oh, shit, now I got to go get a shot. Now their shit's in you. Now the fear is not just externalized, but they've got their fucking fear literally jabbed into your fucking system. And at that point, what hope do you have? You're completely fear-driven, inside and out.
Right. And then you sit at the grocery store, and while you have your fear and your jab and everything, it's all pushed to, it's those damn unvaxxed that are causing the breakthrough. That when you actually read the medical reports on it, they'll see that the Delta variant was made in the bodies of the people that had the vaccines. In other words, it was those ones that was fighting to get past the little thing. It wasn't even, the breakthrough came that way medically, not through the unvaccinated. At least that's how they're writing it in the deep dark papers when you actually go into the studies. Those same studies, can I put one out that's really fun on there? And I can bring these studies up if you want. I think I even dropped some in the chat. This is a respiratory disease, right? How often do you hear about smokers and not smoking? Do you know why you don't hear about smoking or anything? Because the results on all of the data have come out exactly opposite of what they should be. They wrote, it's a very complex situation. Some of their words were it's a very, very complex situation, the way that the nicotine and different things interact with the cells in the lungs and that. But the actual smokers are not the ones in the hospitals. In fact, it reduces the rate, but they have to be because of the known detrimental causes of cigarettes and cigarette smoking, severe, I think they wrote severe care should be put out with this information, not to build up the wrong, don't tell people to start smoking. And in other words, it was really weirdly written, but you won't hear anything about smokers or anything on this roll of it, because the smokers, it seems to be a ticket out of hospitalization or a ticket from the, I'm not giving medical advice, but I'm just saying on the reports, you won't hear it the other way because it's not happening.
I know a gentleman who said from the day we knew him that smoking was good for you. Shout out Savage. I don't have the button, or I would definitely push it. He is on his site. I don't remember the link, but he talks about the fact that tobacco, now not corporate driven nicotine delivery system tobacco, but actual grown, healthy, rolled your own cowboy type tobacco gets your system to cleanse itself, because it makes all of those little cilia inside your lung do their thing and get all that shit out. So anything that does get in there that might be problematic just takes a little ride on the phlegm. I know that's gross, but factual. It gets the fuck out.
Guys, I have a question for all of you.
Yes, sir.
I just want to know what's the practical thing that we're doing here. Clearly, there are enough dumb people that are going to be taking the vaccine because they're sheep. And it's going to be the majority, which means we're going to be in the minority, and it will be easier for us. It will be easier for the governments to discriminate against us, whether it's malls or stadiums or schools or workplaces and that kind of thing. What do we do then when that happens? Because it's clearly going to happen.
You go and hang out with the cool people that aren't vaxxed, and you start a different thing. That's all we've got left.
And
you
all
can't
those
be
things
involved
you
in
just
their
listed?
shitty society.
Right.
And their society sucks anyway. It's like,
that's it,
fuck.
Lucas. That's the old
Fuck the,
norm. That's the crazy
What did they
stupid
do?
Supermarkets
psycho
and
shit.
shitty.
Fuck
Yeah,
all
what
the
did they do in
mall
the
and
past?
fucking
We had an
fast food
exodus in the
center
past.
and-
You know, we would have a mass exodus to another land where
Get the
these
fuck
people
out of
aren't
the
in
stupid
control.
people.
Hey, I've been
Get
saying
away
it for
from
how
the
many
stupid
years? Venezuela looks nice. High elevation, near the equator, always warm, but not too hot.
I know
once
a
you get up
guy's
high
looking into
enough.
some land. Is he even still in the call, Martin? I have no way to see anything, dude. I'm so lost. Are you still with us? I see you talking to me in chat.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, you've been on this for how long
To
now?
the gentleman, Mr. Doma, I don't think you should even think like that, you know? Literally creating that in your mind is creating these things, you know? We need to not give it our energy, you know? We're feeding the beast. We need to feel happy. We need to laugh. That's the way we fight the beast. That's the way we kill it.
You need to hold your kitten and let it purr.
Yeah,
like I've
man.
been doing through this whole fucking show, brother.
Yeah, brother, you're going to die anyway at some stage, and that's the only fear, yeah? If they come for you, hit back, yeah? You're going to die anyway. You're going to die a man, or you're going to die one of them.
Scratching and clawing, dude, if you have to.
Yeah, man, you've got to fight. Well, what is here? That's what we stand for. We're fighting for the people who are left. We know we can't do nothing for the jab. We're not stupid. But we fight for the brothers and sisters that are left, the good people left on the plane, and there are plenty of them. Plenty of them. We're you. Yeah? So that's what we do, yeah.
And that's what we're doing. That's what these get-togethers, even though these are electronic, but these electronic ones have manifested into actual, like, physical connections that not are just working with the people that are at those physical connections.
Yeah.
The meetups, the conferences, but then those people go home with those seeds and they try to help the people they know will take those seeds, and suddenly they've got a little community going that when shit goes fucking crazy, you're not relying on the psychotic person down the street that you've talked to 3 times that you don't even want to ever deal with. You're dealing with people you know and you trust and you love, and that's the only way to find them is through
100%.
like-minded people.
Yeah, man.
People have got to realize how easy it is to actually, you know, how easy it is to actually set up, especially if you've got a community, and you know your life may change or whatever, but it's actually really easy to start growing food and all the rest of it. So it doesn't take long either. You know,
Dude,
you could do it
fishing,
in a couple of
hunting.
months.
Do you know how easy it is to fish for your fucking food? Now, granted, a lot of places you don't want to eat the fish, but when it comes down to life or death, you'll eat some, you know. I mean, that's kind of how the cuisine.
You don't even need a fishing
That's why
pole.
people here eat mud bugs. It's fucking bugs. That's how they eat. That's why they eat it, to survive, because these were poor fucking people who didn't have meat. So they learned to eat the bottom dwelling fish because they had to sell the top level fish to the plantation people to give the money. It's a long history. You have to look into the cuisine down here and how it actually developed. It's great. It's tasty if you're into all that. I don't eat bottom dwellers.
Well, you don't have to. I know that I just made a huge bowl of salsa in our refrigerator from stuff that
Tasty.
Zach miraculously made pop out of my backyard. And it wasn't
Yep.
there last year. It
Another
wasn't there when we
jealousy I
moved in.
have is all these tasty things I keep hearing about being made and concocted there. So yeah, definitely.
I bet her food is fantastic, Walt. You just know it, don't you?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
I
One
fear
day
that our
I will
salsa
taste
may have,
it.
yeah, I fear that salsa may have a little bit extra garlic in it today because I was talking about it while pressing it.
Nice. Nice.
Can I record this, co-host?
Hi, Allison. Did you finally make it?
It only took me an hour and a half.
You made it though.
Yeah, and I'm gonna run downstairs and get some stuff and I'll back. You'll be here for a minute, but
We're here. We're not.
Can I
going
record
anywhere.
this? I'm supposed to ask the.
We're actually trying to do that on
Hmm?
YouTube. Help yourself, please. Sometimes
Okay.
it's good that somebody has
'cause
recorded
I
the show
can-
because they have taken them down.
Right. It says please ask. Oh, I have to get permission, I guess, from Josh. What?
No, I'm not laughing at you. I was just catching up
cool.
in chat. I just saw Beach 2
Okay,
Bay
Josh,
review. Sounds like Billy Bob Thornton.
in
I
the
like the way you
realm.
go. But yeah, do the recording, please, ma'am.
Okay. I need permission. I need to be granted. Right?
Oh, I don't have that. I'm sorry. I didn't know what you were asking me for. I'm
Yeah.
just physically giving you
But,
hey, go ahead. I don't have the power.
Well, I didn't
Somebody
know
need to
either.
call.
And
We'll have to
Josh
do
is
that.
having a. Oh no, he's back. I
No,
thought
he's back.
he was
Oh.
playing
But
in the nebula.
I apologize for misunderstanding. Plus, I'm trying to catch up with chat and just again multitasking. But
You
we
should
got
have
there.
the power now, Allison, too.
We got there. You powered up.
Yeah.
Some French right there. Yeah.
Recording in progress.
Nice. Okay.
Got it.
To go grab some more stuff and bring it up here because I had to get a room again. And this is probably familiar background, right? Because y'all, I love you guys. I do.
Love you,
all of
lady.
you. And I mean, and I'm telling you, if you constipation will cause moodiness and depression. You know,
Being full of shit, yeah.
Dudes, man. I mean, I was for 2 weeks. I was hidden in the truck bed camper, and I woke up, man. And I'm just gonna get a U-Haul and go to Alabama. If the van like breaks in the middle of Taylor, Texas, which it might with all my crap in it, with some of my stuff in it, fuck it. You know, I'm just go get a U-Haul, load up the stuff, go to the store, load it up, and drive. And then I'll be on a lake for a while with my cousin Missy, and then I'll be in the other area for a while, and then I'll be able to fix the house from the 1800s with the woods from the 1800s that they used to build the house there, and I won't be wondering where I'm gonna be able to poop. You know, I'll know, because it's a big fucking deal, and I mean, I'm grateful. I mean, I'll be fine. You know, I might cry here in a minute, but we'll be fine. We will be fine. And hold hands of those that, you know, or whatever. But it's like the world is going to do its thing. And we all showed up to help the world do its thing. Right? Yeah. So anyway, I'll be back. Thank you. Thanks for your support. I
love that lady.
Is everyone religious that's on the panel right now?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Spiritual. Believe in
Yeah,
the creator.
do we have Christians or
Believe in the
Muslims
creator,
or
but not
whatever?
spiritual. I mean, not religious at all anymore. No.
Not really.
Now, if you had to put a title on me, I would be agnostic. You know, if you had to put a title, I know there's a creator, but I don't give that person a name. You know, I'm just it is what it is, and
You're
I'll
Zach.
find out.
You're
Yeah,
Zach.
I'm Zach.
I'm a Martin. That's what I'm going with.
I'm learning. I'm learning the truth right now. I do not have the answers. I'm gathering the information.
So I'm an ordained minister twice over.
Whoa.
The first was through a multi-denominational Christian church, and that was when I was 14. The second one was through the Church of the Apathetic Agnostics. We don't know when we don't care. So I can actually like perform weddings and funerals and all that good stuff. I'm like a minister, believe it or not. But yeah, I don't know that I have a very good label. I think for a lot of Christians, I would be a complete atheist, but for a lot of the atheists, I would be like definitely Christian. So I don't really have any good labels that I could slap on myself, even if I wanted to.
Okay, and I asked that to lead into why we're forgetting about the vaccine now. We're going back to like flat Earth and why on Earth we're here. Why are we here? That's why I was asking if everyone's religious, but it seems everyone sort of believes in a creator of some sort. So why do you guys think we're here?
Yes.
To learn and
Right.
enjoy ourselves.
Go.
Enjoy ourselves.
I'll go. Who wants to go? I'll
That
definitely
could be
take my turn on this one.
Do it,
Am
Kimmy.
I up?
Yes, you are.
Okay. What I think this is I think this is a learning experience in a physical body that's like closed off for us to learn the actions, the consequences, including the unintended consequences of our actions, what to learn what's important, what's not important, because I think before there was permanent damage done, where right now we're almost in a trial thing to, think of it almost as in a avatar body to learn the lessons before we're allowed to play with the other light bodies, because of we're still children and need to grow up. I see this as a playpen. I see it as a playpen where we need to learn, and I see it as a playpen that's almost like a playpen density tower that, for the most part, the majority of it, hit or miss people on mainstream. If you don't learn, you keep making the same mistakes and everything. You keep coming back over and over again. If you go to either extreme service to self or service to others, or in like looking at the deep questions on it, you can get out of the density tower of it on either descending or ascending. But for the most part, it's a playpen. It's a growing. It's a hands-off way to actually learn the lessons. Just like your children, when they touch the stove, they know that they get burned and not touch it again, and that. But again, until being told something is one thing, but actually learning the meaning of how precious life is, having somebody die in your arms that you care about, nothing will tell you how precious life is, and that. So I think that we're in non-eternal bodies, because I think even with mortality, if you read the mythology, and that can be taken up and it can die. I think that we're here to learn these deadly lessons and how important and precious life is before we're given our eternal bodies. Anyone?
Good one, Cammy.
So I like that.
Yeah, I think it's a test, exactly the same. It's a bit like Groundhog Day, got to get it right at the end. But I keep thinking that, like, we, last time messed up with the old resets and everything, and this time, like, we've nailed it, which is what all this trouble is about. With the flat Earth coming out and everything else is coming out and the state of the world now, It's all connected. It all is.
It is. It's all completely connected.
It is.
Completely. I know it is. By the way, just for fair use and for what I said in the chat, I have been linking in the chat over and over again an article. I'm not at where I can share my screen because I'm not on the computer I'm broadcasting from. I can't read it.
Wait. I don't want to change gears just yet.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. But we'll go back to this one. I just want people to know I'm linking it.
Bookmark that.
That's all I did. Go.
So for the longest time, as I was on my path, I definitely can agree completely with this being a school, a test, a playpen. And then I began to see things, and I began to see other things, and I began to test things, and I began to get to know people. Now, this was way before 2015. And I met a guy who died a few times. Met him, shook his hand, and when I shook that man's hand, I felt shit I never felt before. And I knew this man in a way I can't even explain. There was a connection, an energetic thing. He and I knew each other. We were family. I've had that happen many times in my life. It happened when I met David Jordan. It happened when I met a lot of people in that community. I knew these people. They were family. Just like the panel. I know you
Zach.
people. You are family.
I knew Zach the first time I met him.
Exactly. Oh my God, is that a brother? Is that a brother? Okay, so when he died and wrote his book and talked about the gifts and the lessons and all the stuff, there was a great tone and feeling. And then he died again. And when I met him at that next convention, I brought a friend who was excited to meet him. I'm talking about Daniel Brinkley, by the way. I didn't say his name. Sorry. Daniel Brinkley. So second time around, he was a totally different person, like dark and like when I hugged him, it was not the same guy, and I didn't know what had happened. And we talked a bit, and he said, "Yeah, I probably won't write another book." And he had gone into this whole thing at the last convention about trying to create these hospice centers, and he's not sure if he's going to do that. So like his whole thing had changed. Now I haven't talked to him in years, and he may be in a completely different place, but the fact that his second time going, things shocked him, things surprised him, things were not like the golden light and the waiting beings and all this stuff. It kind of frightened him and scared him, and he didn't understand the shit he saw, and he couldn't really explain it. So as I dug more into a lot of the people I knew, my uncle passed away on the operating table. I talked to him. I talked to family members. I talked to a lot of people who've experienced some things that led me to believe that this whole idea of a test and a school, yeah, that's great. That's great. But then, okay, so I've learned all this shit, and I go to these beings who show me all this guilt-driven bullshit that convinces me to come back here, because you have to agree to all of it. This place is all about free will and agreement. And so you have to be in agreement at that soul level to come back again and do things, to go fix Aunt May's cookie jar or hug Uncle Irwin or whatever the fuck it's about, that you get guilted into coming back here, because that's been the ever popular same seed, is the guilt of coming back and fixing whatever. Sure, there's learning, but there's always that guilt-driven emotional content. And I get
I have another one. I have another piece for that. Walt,
go ahead.
What about what about if I do, because this is the second part, I didn't do that. I believe it is like a play planner testing, and again, you're stuck in here by density. I also believe that once you're out of the realm, you can make the choice to help people and go back in, but in order to do that, you go through the veil of forgetfulness, and you have to be able to make yourself out again, and there's no guarantees. So those with the greatest love, those who you might feel as brothers or that have the feelings that you do, to me are people that are here by choice, because they've made the system before and they knew that they were taking a risk out of love to come down and try to help.
Oh yeah,
it's an augmentation.
I lived for like years. I lived I'm here to do it. I'm here to fucking save it and do it. And, I'm here. I'm a warrior. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But why, when I would chase that silver string back to my body after these astral trips of fucking fights and wars of shit that I was doing with these entities that were dark and evil as fuck, why, when I was coming back to this body, was it so resentful and like, oh my God, I don't want to get back into that gelatinous, solid, dense fucking thing. And then there's these things we start learning about, that there's these entities that are always around us that are wanting our energy, and they want to suck off our negativity, and they want to suck off all the, and Martin, I'm all about positivity, dude. I live it. I love it. But they've fucking usurped the system. They've taken the system over. And if you're tricked into their system,
I know, I agree completely with that.
You get
we've
off
done
into
all of it
some
by
shit.
Consent. Yeah,
it's not good.
So when we have the choice, when we're here, we'll have that
choice. Right.
So that free will, that choice, is the essence of it, right? But if look, they detract us with everything they do in this paradigm. If we was not detracted by all of it, all of the religions, the wars, the governments, and all of that, then we would all go
Toys,
back home to
the
what we
plastic
do.
shit, the money, all of it,
We've
the
come
energy
you
control.
had something earlier. I had a shiver when Cammy just said that. But when you said about this repressed memory, and as we're living this, it's all sort of like, oh, I'm remembering that. I'm experiencing that.
Yep.
I'm experiencing that.
I've done this thing before. It's not deja vu.
You know?
Right.
Hmm.
Well,
So,
I said, I think if we know that when you leave here, because dude, I so made sure my mother understood that she didn't have to follow grandma, and she didn't have to fucking go to a light. She didn't have to do anything she didn't want to fucking do.
My mother smiled. She was smiling.
Oh, she was so like, dude, it was beautiful. I'm getting chills and about to cry.
same.
It was beautiful, and I made sure she knew she didn't have to believe anything she had grown up with or any of the bullshit she's going to get met with. She could convince her own self and do what she wanted to do and find her own way. And if she needed any help, she could come see me. And trust me, those last months after I got home, she did many fucking times. So anyway, I didn't want to get off on a sort of negative thing because, dude, we're kicking their ass. That's what all this fucking death rows are about. That's what all this madness they've got us immersed in right now is we're fucking their system up. We're killing it on this side and that side, you know?
Tomorrow, I will help you remember something you forgot. Okay.
Yes, I'm going to put it on my fucking timer right now because I hardly ever get notice.
I'm telling you now, it'll be a little gift to you all, and it makes so much sense. It's just for you.
Josh, you're up.
An important decode.
Yeah, I don't know.
I made everybody get quiet. Somebody say something. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get all whatever, but it's a strong thing with me.
Big question. That really, the way you asked it's the only way to ask it. Why do we think we're here? And like so many things that people can believe, I don't have any idea. I don't know.
God sent you.
That has always been. Yeah, that's always been. I don't know either, but that's been the big question, the thing under debate until very, very recently in philosophy, and now we've kind of switched over to how can I stay here another day? What drug can I make to keep my life? What can I do to avoid death? Is where, and again, there's no instead of focusing on what can I do, why I'm here, and this is just part of the journey. There's no way to make it more sick than what they had with that. I don't know.
See, and it's is it more of a hyper generic kind of why are we as a human race here? Why are we as a human race like here on Earth? Why are we on this realm?
Yeah.
Or is it more of this personal, Josh, why are you here now on this realm? Right? What is your purpose here? As opposed to why are humans here now? What is their purpose? How did they get here? Why do we come back? What that type of thing. And I think a lot of those are probably very intermingled. I'm sure I think Liz mentioned in chat she feels resentment about being here. Just sort of this nagging feeling about a resentment for being here, like her consent wasn't needed. Or she didn't realize it was going to be as fucked up as it was.
Right, that there were fucking fine print that you didn't read, and you just went ahead and clicked that agree button. Yeah. Yep, that's exactly it, boo. Yeah.
Liz, yeah, that's
so. So
yeah,
if,
I think that's.
If we are consenting to come back, and maybe we've lived a couple of lives now, how come we don't remember consenting?
It's for the same reason I think that you don't really remember too much before the birthing process. I think there's.
Yeah, it's a veil of forgetfulness that you go to. There's a Yiddish. There was a Yiddish myth or a belief that I always thought was beautiful because just watching children that little nursing blister on their lip that before it heals up, they still see things from the other realm, and it's when it closes up that you're born with the connection still, and it closes up while you're here. The forgetfulness takes, so you go into this world blind. Liz, yeah, I don't believe we consented, but I believe Liz probably chose to come here. When I say choose in your life, it's not necessarily I'm saying that people that have made it through can choose through, but I think people that don't make it out of the grid, you know, can choose the one, but they don't get to do anything but come back in the grid would be my say. And Liz, the resentfulness and that, sometimes I feel the same thing. I get mad, and I also wonder if it's just because the vibration here is so different than anything that's it's so foreign. It's so foreign, and it feels so wrong and so deceptive. How can you not be resentful? It's not what you're used to. It's not other people that can go through it and take it as this is normal or that. I don't think you have that in you, Liz. So I think the resentfulness comes through it. That yeah, when you signed up, I think you did know how hard it was going to be, but you don't get to remember. And the resentfulness is just your natural disharmonics with what's going on.
Yeah, I think
just a glimpse.
I think we knew how hard it was going to be, just based on the fact that if you want to have anything good in your life that brings you personal fulfillment, you have to work at it. Even to breathe and exist, you have to fucking work at it. Whether you have to get up like I do and go bust your 9 to 5 so that you can make somebody else rich enough so that they may feel compelled to dole you out the absolute bare minimum allowed by law so as you don't die in the streets like a dog, or you are actually out there working and just drawing in your maybe you're out there foraging and actually literally having to live hand to mouth, where every day you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. I mean, that's work, that's stress, that there's a certain amount of being unanchored there that causes, well, I suppose you get used to it. But there's nothing here that comes easy. Everything requires work. So that's just...
And it should, for you. It should require work for you to get shit for you. It should require work for you to pay a fucker's rent or a fucker's utility bills or a fucker's fake electric bill or whatever the fuck. This thing I just saw in chat about we forget everything as innocent babies. No, the fuck we don't. We get here remembering it all. I remembered it all. I remember pre-birth shit. I remember crawling around, remembering things, remembering the color around people when I would look at them and what it meant when I would see it. And all that got taken away by TV and school and fucking this world that got taken over by a bunch of evil fucking things. It was just mentioned there in chat. So yeah, again, that idea of it, we get here forgetting. No, we get here remembering. It's this system, this fucking beast system that we are trying to defeat. It's what takes all that away. I can, like me and my brother, remember he was here just last week. Dude, from the time he was here to the time he was at least 5 or 6, he would constantly talk about the shit he did when he was big, the horse he owned when he was big, that White House he owned when he was big. Oh, that's the same barn I had when I was big. There's no doubt we get here remembering. It's just taken away from us. And the lessons, those are removed before we get here. That's that whole knock in the head before you come back for the guilt trip. Sorry, I'll get off that rant. But anyway, yeah, we remember. We just are like taught to forget. I saw fucking dragons coming out of my fucking wall. I saw everything back in the day when I was in a fucking crib. But once that TV got in front of me and once that fucking school system got in my head, all that became myths and jokes and magic, and that's not real.
No, you're right. I remember that. You're right. Yeah, it was downhill from there. So I think we're born enlightened, and then as soon as the system kicks in, it's downhill. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I know I knew the earth was flat when I was young. When my mom told me about the globe, I laughed. I thought she was kidding. You know, I did not believe it right at first. And then, like you said, the school and the TV, Sesame Street, showed me the globe. It's like, oh, okay.
It's interesting, this idea of like an external heaven and all these other realms and things like that. For me personally, I used to sort of believe in that stuff, but now I'm sort of don't. It's because, and it's really because of flat Earth and the way I view the realm that we're in as a closed system.
Well, yeah, we can
when you
still
have a
be
closed-
here, but just in a different frequency, and we wouldn't even see any of the stuff we see right now. All this would,
I don't-
you know.
Well, in that sense, I sort of agree. A different frequencies could be just a different time, really, and it's just a different, just in a different time, and then all of a sudden everything's a completely different world. And so, and I think we're supposed to enjoy ourselves, and this is half the battle. The battle is that we're not. We're disconnected from ourselves, and then there's no sense of, calmness and enjoyment in just being. And so when we lose that, then the whole thing sort of falls apart. It's this idea of, this at one-ment, being, happy within yourself. And so as the world is sort of falling apart, and people are, not concentrating and really not happy within themselves and their environment, then all these things are, act as, just a product of that, as a collective product of being unhappy. And so it sort of feeds on itself in a sense. But to say that, there's some sort of escapism to another world or realm after this is just, in a sense, it's just escapism rather than a responsibility of, where we are now. Anyway, that's my little.
So do you guys think that other part of it, or the other world, or whatever it is, has some link to the dreams that we dream? They do say sleep is the cousin of death.
I do.
And,
Yeah. 100%.
I've met so many different people in my dreams that I've never really seen in real life, quote unquote.
Well, your subconscious, they say, remembers like everything. So it might not be, well, that's what they say, though. I'm not saying this is true, but if that is the case, your subconscious remembers faces that your consciousness has long forgotten. It could have been someone you saw when you were 3 years old passing by. But
I'll tell you what, I'd really like to meet the lady that gave me my first wet dream. Jesus, she was gorgeous.
For me personally, like, you can have some strange dreams where they, may connect as like a, consciousness web as such, or, connect to the external world in that sense, or the underlying pinnings of our world. But in general, I don't think we actually do go into those specialty areas very much at all. What I think is that dreams are basically a reflection of our life in a symbolic fashion. And so everything that you would dream of, say you're dreaming of a house, or you're dreaming of, the garden area and there's crocodiles or whatever it is that's in that dream, they are symbolistic of certain elements within your own consciousness and life as it is. It's just a reflection, in a sense.
That's Freudianism. I can prove that's not.
I'm with you, Martin, on this. Yeah.
Yeah, I've dreamt about people I haven't seen in 10 years. Got on a bus and seen them the next, 10 minutes later after the dream. So that just devoids that's a construct.
Well, it's more Carl Jung rather than Freud.
Yes.
But
Yeah. So it's standard psychology, isn't it? I think there's definitely 100% more going on with dreams. I've had precognitive dreams. That's not an explanation.
Well, I didn't rule it out. I just said in general. I've had really special dreams that are not within the realm of a normal dream whatsoever. Completely different, where they're unexplainable and they're to a different level of consciousness that I have never operated at since. So yes, I'm not saying.
My dreams determine a lot. I'm a lucid dreamer. But I've noticed something about my lucid dreams only a couple of nights ago, and I brought it back with me. and it's there's boundaries. There's boundaries. I'm confined. I noticed I can't fly too high. I can't go too quick. I can't go to where I want. I'm slow when I want to be quicker. It's just so much. I'm confined. I noticed the other night, and I brought it back for me. I really had a good think about why that would be. You know, whether it was me, I don't know. It was real school for thought. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, definitely. Yep.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting for Walt to rant.
I've had dreams that were no way any place that I had ever seen in this life, for sure.
Exactly that.
And I went to them multiple times. Yeah, no, this was, I mean, I was in a giant tree to where I couldn't see the ground. We were above the clouds up in these trees. And it was just like floors. There was, the walls were made of cloth. It was like blowing, they looked like, you know, bed sheets almost for walls. And there was just little platforms with wooden stairs in between them. And yeah, we were just up there in this big, enormous, giant tree. And I went there a lot when I was young.
You know, man, my dreams are off the radar just lately. They're great, though. I'm really enjoying them.
So before Walt gets started,
I'm not.
well, it does sort of highlight the point that Lucas touched on, that there's different kind of dreams. It's not like I'm in a dream state, so this is what it means, and this is where I am, and this is what I'm doing. I think there's a lot to be said for your brain trying to process all that information that it takes in during the day. And it has to start running background processes in order to do that. And there's just not enough time. So it's got to do it while you're sleeping. So as your body shuts down, it starts running background processes, trying to filter out the less meaningful information from the more meaningful information. And it's just a whole, you know, who knows who programmed the brain, but there it is. So I think there's a lot of that, but I also think that there are aspects that it's consciousness is leaving your body. I don't think there's really a whole lot of question there. I suppose there is, but the fact that it can go somewhere. And
doesn't consciousness not exist in the physical realm, the soul? Isn't that in eternity? We don't reside, we do not actually move. It's the whole world that moves around us. Our bodies and everything else, that is emotion. But we are static. We are still, our souls do not exist in this realm. We exist in a non-physical realm.
Yeah, but that's what I would say in, like, you know, the Vedas and things like that, where it's consciousness is just pure awareness at the root of it, and then it differentiates after that. But yeah, everything moves around that central singular point. Spot on.
Yeah, I can see it more like a transformer. Say, like how there doesn't need to be an actual physical object there. You can bring the energy in from somewhere else, and it sort of creates this secondary object. Say that, like the sun, even, or the soul, if you would want to call it something else. But so it does exist outside of this physical realm, but it also has this representation. There is still something here, I think, at least representing for the soul.
Yeah, it makes sense. It has to be that. Yeah, some sort of physical representation. You know, they say that, don't they, with a higher self, where we truly reside, it happens first, and this is the refraction of the higher realm. You know, like you mentioned the reflected sun or the apparent sun, that sort of idea. So, you know, it could be that. It could happen there first, and this is just a mirror reflection of it.
And
maybe it can be tweaked or hacked in the interim period before it manifests. Yeah.
And it's just another one of those things that tickles the back of my brain, is that idea of, now we have this relationship between the soul and this guy and the soul here, and sort of that mirror reflection. And I don't know, I'm still getting stuck on this, you know, personal atmospheric dome, and everybody's their own personal type of sun, where everybody sees it just theirs is just a little different.
Yeah.
Of the same soul, but theirs is personal, so it's just a little different, but it's all the same.
You forgot that third one, the one that connects you to the realm, to the earth, the soul at the bottom of your
there
foot.
You go.
They're all connected. They're all connected.
Yeah.
And it probably does really create that loop right there between the souls and the soul and the soul.
There's the Trinity, Lucas.
Yeah, man, that's it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the answers. It is almost 2 a.m. where I am, so I'm gonna head off to sleep now.
Thank you for hanging out, man. Thank you for catching up with us. Thank you for just being you, friend. Love you and wish you a lot. Glad you could hang.
Thanks for the questions. Safe. Yeah, glad you're safe.
And hope you have
Love
the
you
very
guys.
sweetest dreams.
Yes, go have some good dreams. Go fly.
Love you, brother.
Some wet dreams.
That's not what I said.
It's
a whole different dream.
Nice.
Unkulaleko Duma, everyone.
Wow. Cool.
Oh, this is good stuff.
So,
we're already 2 hours deep.
I know. I have to do this, though.
Do it.
So the brain. I know, Martin, you've touched on this. You touched on it here on Ironworks. This whole idea of us having had something put into us at some point.
Yes.
And then in that book I'm reading, which is right there, The History of the World, they talk about us going from that state of just connected straight to the other, the gods themselves, connection. Then suddenly this dawn came over that third eye, and now we have a whole different way of not connection to that other, because that's what we're here to do, be separate from what the fuck that is all about. And that separation in this area throws a whole lot of confusion on shit. That's why I think this area is really where you should stay away from if you can, and move it down to where you can't see down here at my gut. The gut, the solar plexus, where you connected to your mother, is where you connect to your mother. Yes, your soul are connected there too, but when you talk about this fucking vortex of energy that we are, it's a continuous cycle that goes through us. And when you learn that, trust that gut feeling, how many times have you heard that? Trust the gut feeling.
Intuition.
Ignore this fucking brain.
Every time.
That Brian will fuck you every time. That dude sucks.
Yeah,
Fuck Brian. So that thing, I think, is where those dreams that you'd say, yes, downloads. Damn it, I was going to mention that his sister's idea of downloads,
like you just mentioned.
the offloads, getting off some of the trash you picked up through the day that's got you distracted from the gut. And when you stop this and get to that gut, what is meditation? Trying to shut that chattering monkey up so you can get down in the gut.
Yes.
So when you do that in your dream state, that's when you're going to those real places, those trees, Now, when it starts turning into, I went to a school, I think that's when the other fuckers that's when I always start getting into fights. And that's when it's a whole different thing. Those are also different experiences, different levels, different frequencies, where you are when you hit the dream realm, where you are when you hit the astral realm, where you are when you hit REM sleep. All those are different. All of those have their manipulative things you can do within them. Training you can work on. Shout out Horry knows. We've talked about it many times here. We can send you guys links. There's crazy things out there. You have to be careful. And definitely you can fix so much. How many times have you gone to sleep with a problem, woke up with the answer? That didn't come from this fucking thing for damn sure.
Yeah. I'll sleep on it.
So I'll start ranting. I know we're running, as you said, a few hours here.
Yeah, you're really good. Tonight you're on fire, yeah, well.
What you just said, by the way, how many times have you gone to bed with the problem and during the answers? That's a lifesaver for me, or a life game changer multiple times over.
Anyway, I got to bounce. Anyway, love you guys. See you later.
Thanks for hanging out, Martin.
Love you, Martin.
Wait, we didn't show the video. We're going to show the video.
I'm getting it right now. I just got it.
Tell everybody what time tomorrow for this revelation. I'm going to be there.
9 GMT sharpage.
Sharpets. Yeah, we don't do sharpets here, but I'll be there, brother. If I'm
Well,
a bit
I'm gonna
late,
giggle
I
as well.
apologize.
For something that was just like everything's in plain sight, isn't it? It's just it's all hidden in plain sight. It really is.
Oh, I've been waiting for another one of these. Hey, look, it's
Yep.
right in front of your face.
It's
idiot.
right there. So obvious,
Yep.
right? Those are the best ones. Fucking A. All right, dude. I'm excited. Thank you.
Yeah,
Love you,
much
friend.
love, Martin. Get some rest, bro. Flat thumbs.
See you,
Yeah,
Martin.
I'm trying to find the camera. There it
Night,
is. I made it
Alright,
work.
just got back.
Hey, been lovely talking to you guys. I was really buzzed. Totally enjoyed that. Loved every second. Thanks.
Have a great
See ya.
rest of your weekend, Martin.
Did you see that, Josh?
No.
What I just dropped in our chat?
No.
The chat here?
Yeah, I don't usually
In
keep
Zoom?
that open. I got it now.
Okay. Yeah, that was from a week ago. I'm not sure it's an updated one. I'm not sure how updated. I don't know if they've changed it since then. But
Wait.
that's-
I've got a link that goes straight to the video on the site. Hang on. I'm sorry. You
Okay.
don't- Yeah.
Yeah, I know Martin's channels have been taken down, 2 of them, so I went
Here, I'll
looking for
send it.
those and didn't see it.
I'll have to
Yeah.
drop it in the chat on YouTube. Can you pull it from there?
Yeah, I'm sure I can.
Sorry, guys. I'm on a phone. It causes problems. But yeah, this was straight from the site at at libertyliving.com/flat-earth-british-conference-2021 Whew, I knew I would make it if I tried. So there is where you find the site with lots of great stuff and the details, past information, where you stay up to date with conference news, etc. And tickets. Sorry, I'm multitasking here too. And holding this cord. Oh, I hate this cord.
God, that's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I wish I could be in Britain for that. For sure.
What I miss?
Okay. Oh, there's where it is. Yeah.
Oh, that was weird. I jumped back into our show and I heard myself talking. I hate that.
I do that all the time when I go back and forth and I hear myself. I'm like, stop that dude. The fuck, see Randall.
I think does everybody hear themselves totally differently?
Yes.
Is that just how it is? Has to do with
Resonance.
You're hearing it from inside, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Inner acoustics of your nasal areas and brain areas. I mean, skull resonation.
You hear it
and
from
all
the
of that.
inside, in your world. You hear it.
What? I hear Allie again. She's back.
Sorry about that. Earlier with my audio and the Free to Be You and Me, bleed through, I was signed out of my Amazon Music, right? I wanted to share that stuff with somebody, I guess, last time I was on my computer, and I couldn't get it to, well, I did, obviously, so that was live, but it was freaking me out, man. Thank you. What are we watching?
Martin's video. All right, let's do it.
Upcoming. Yeah, this is going to be awesome.
TMI.
I'm not hearing anything.
No sound, bro.
No sound. Josh.
Welcome to Flat a Day. Flat thumbs, double, treble.
Really? You don't hear Martin?
Twice.
No.
Now I do.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah, because everything was just low. He just couldn't hear it. It was there. He just couldn't hear it.
I'm still not hearing it.
I like the VHS box.
Sounds like they have sound, we don't.
That was really cool. I mean, there's probably less chance of me making it there, but that was still really cool.
Yeah, I know.
Well, hopefully
Yeah, I
they
wanna
live
go.
stream it all. That's what you want.
Yeah, Martin said he'd try to get as much of it in there as he can. Much appreciated, brother. Yeah, I know you'll be busy though, man. Just
Fucking
you know,
A.
whatever you can get done will be, more than satisfied. It's going to be a busy day for you. Don't stretch yourself too thin. Call Karen and ask her. Believe me, you're gonna get a good rest after this is all said and done.
It's a blast, Martin. You're doing such a good thing getting everybody together. Bless you.
Yeah, man, I wish I could be in England.
So what was your big yes to me in the chat? The fact that they were all listening and it was only us that couldn't hear. Was that what your yes was for? Yeah, sorry about talking over it.
That's all good. I don't know what was happening. We saw it and heard something, and it worked. So, and I sent the link multiple times, as did Martin there in chat. So you guys head over to the site, which I will drop one more time.
Well, Zoom has an internal noise cancellation.
Yeah, it's those
So-
tricks I was trying to show you, but they've changed something. When I went and looked at my settings, they've changed something. So I'll have to go watch another video.
So it was probably just because it was just low music. So it just probably wasn't loud enough to initiate that noise cancellation stuff. So it was just too low to be heard by you guys on the call.
And I think some of those new apps they're offering have something to do with music, if I remember right. I'll have to go back and look and see if there was one. But that might have been separate music. I don't know. We'll talk about that off air. Sorry, guys. Just linking it up there in chat. Everybody in chat. My goodness, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Liz says it played, but with interference. That's because some of the same noise cancellation tricks that Zoom has internally, I've got going on the OBS as well.
Billy Ray Valentine hitting the chat. Shout out.
Big
Billy
shout
Ray.
out to
You, brother.
Billy Ray Valentine. Yeah. What a guy. We haven't had him on in a little while. We got to get him back
Too
on.
fucking long. Too fucking long.
Yeah.
I would say next week, but we may not be here.
I don't think we'll be here. I think I'll be out of town.
Yep.
I think that's
Josh has
Friends
some
week.
plans. We'll take a night off. And then we'll come back strong with, who knows, maybe Billy Ray Valentine. I don't know. We'll reach out. He's a busy dude. You think?
Yeah.
Always
So
going.
busy.
Always going. So,
Yeah, Billy Ray, we are doing wonderfully. Same with you. Hope you and the fam are staying safe,
Yes,
staying
sir.
well, staying good.
yes, sir. And Lucas.
Yeah, I know.
Rob
Liz
and
in
all of
chat.
Australia. Go.
He's already getting on Billy. Where have you been? You are
Right.
so missed. Yeah. Yeah, Liz is, she knows all about the TFR people. And yeah, if you haven't been on, Liz will call you out. What have you been doing?
Oh, yeah. Where you at? What you doing? Shout out, Lucas, Rob, all of our friends, Ross, and I'm trying to go back through and see who all's been bitching about it. Oh, man, what happened? It's frozen. What have I done?
Oh, there's no telling.
Anyway, all our friends in Australia are suffering with all the craziness, man. So sorry.
Yeah,
I know
Matt
it's a-
Pyman just said,
Hi, man. That was who it was.
yeah, he just said nearly all of Australia's in lockdown.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
finally
It's like,
scrolled up and
it's
saw it.
Crazy.
Yeah, so guys,
Crazy what they're getting
definitely
away with.
just, be strong, persevere. Shout out to Nuka who figured out a way around some of it. So if you want to go back and listen to the show from earlier, we're not going to repeat anything because that was all strictly
That was
for
cool.
comedy's sake.
Nah, you got around it. That's great.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was fucking awesome. Sorry, I'm in chat again. I'll get out of chat.
I know, me too.
I'm
Sorry.
going back, going back. Okay.
So
Yeah,
speaking
gotta
of comedy and entertainment purposes only,
Oh, shnikes.
so there were some exotic seeds that my friend had, and he was gonna go ahead and just see what they were. So he planted 4 of them, but he could only really keep 2. So he gave me the 2 spares. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I was super.
Were they
crapping.
talking to you?
A little bit.
Oh.
No.
Are they telling you, feed me?
His plants started talking to him because he was a little further along, right? So he wanted to just go ahead and throw them into flower. He knew how big he wanted to get them to get a typical yield for what he usually gets for just throwing them into a bucket full of Miracle Grow potting soil. So about 2 weeks ago, he threw them into flower. And about an hour ago, I got a text telling me that both of them sexed out as males. These were supposed to have been feminized seeds from Pacific Seed Bank. So, I don't know. I'm going to be real curious. I'm probably the next week, I'm just going to go ahead and throw these into flower just to see what the hell I get. See if they're going to come out male or what. So that's
weird. Usually they're like really, really spot on when they send you seeds, and they know like that.
Yeah, he's pretty
It's
pissed.
supposed to be rare, but yeah, 2 seeds in the same package. Yeah, I would be furious.
And
that's unheard of.
He got a pretty big package of seeds for both cultivars. So, yeah, I'm gonna be real curious. And then I have.
Yeah, those seeds aren't cheap. I mean, you buy them by the seed. It's not like you go and buy them by the pound.
Right, and they're about $10 a pop generally, ish. You can get 3. This is how I bought them. Was like 3 at $35, I think. And I got 6 seeds from one online company and 6 seeds from another online company. So we'll see how those turn out. But yeah, one of those online companies was Pacific Seed Bank.
And I mean, they have guarantees, don't they?
I know
think. There's certain seed places that say if you get a male. I don't know how you would verify all that kind of stuff, though.
That's the rub. How do you verify it? But seriously, are they going to be so effing stingy over these exotic seeds?
Yeah, they can get a lot of exotic seeds
Right.
from one plant. Yeah, from one plant. They can get,
cups full of seeds from one plant. And if that's
I was thinking back to the old days when pot was so full of seeds that you needed a pizza plant to roll them down. I'm sorry, blast from the past. Go back.
I remember those
Flashback.
days. Yeah, these young kids nowadays don't know. They have no clue.
You had to use the Pink Floyd Wall album because it was a gatefold album, and you rolled up that slide over here that was lifted so they would come down. That's how you did it, man.
We made trays in woods with the little seed catcher at the bottom, a groove to catch all the seeds. Everything made in my school pretty much by me and my friends had to do with pot and smoking it. Ceramics, woods, metals, it didn't matter. We were figuring out a way to make pot more fun.
I was in the back room of Godfather's Pizza, so the pizza pans were like, they were there. That's what they were there for, wasn't it?
Right? You had it all. You were
They
ready
had
for
it.
the beginning and for
ready.
the after.
Yeah. And a little soda fountain that you could pour your own Coke. Yeah. And beer.
The good old days.
Godfather's Pizza, by the way, I did get a change made back in the late 70s or early 80s on their t-shirts that they used to make the counter girls, and I mean counter girls, the ones that worked at the counter were supposed to be girls, wore a cute little shirt that said Godfather's Pizza, and it had a little collar on it, and that was fine. Just fine. The boys had one that had a pizza in a hand right across the shirt, that the hand goes right underneath the, what you would call on a girl, the breast area. And it had the slogan, "A great piece." Now, trying to bust I liked working cooking and doing the make table and stuff like that, where you actually are throwing the pepperonis on and I loved throwing the pepperonis and all the stuff as quickly as you could on the pizzas. In order to get to do that, you had to wear the other t-shirt, but the people that worked the make table had to bust the dining room, and busting the dining room in a shirt that says "A great piece" in a room full of 18 and 19-year-old drunk off of their it's a bad mix. It's like, I don't want you to change anything other than I want to wear the girls' t-shirt, the girls' one. That is not a lot to ask. Just the girls' one. I mean, you can't make every drunk guy behave if you're going to make me wear a shirt that says "A great piece," you know? Just another flashback. Things were a little bit different there. People did not report sexual harassment. They graded it. It's sad but true. Well, you were there. Come on, back me up on this.
Oh no, I was shaking the head, going right along with you. Trust me, it was pretty crazy. The differentials between, because where I grew up, we had a Godfather's Pizza, and I remember right at the end of them having the counter girls right there. So for some reason, I don't remember them staying in Shreveport long. I don't know. Maybe it was just the end of that era, and the new things were coming in. So.
Ours was Pizza Inn going out and Godfather's coming in. Now I noticed
Pizza Inn was going away too. It was great, man.
But they have those here. I don't know if it's still connected, but we drove out here and I was like, no way, these are Pizza Inns. That's what our thing was before Godfather's took over.
Nobody could compete in Shreveport though with the local thing, which was called Johnny's, because it was like you walked in and as soon as you smelled that yeast and that beer in the freaking crust, you were like just drooling. And it was on from that point. There were two in the local area, and then they expanded out from there a few places. I don't know how far they reached. But yeah, Johnny's Pizza. If you don't know it and you're close to it, go get it now. It's amazing.
Well,
so that's all the free advertising I'm doing today.
Yeah, well, I liked the Pizza Inn at the time better than the Godfather's, but I am only talking about the pizzas that they produced in the late 70s, early 80s, and it's a little bit different than it is today. I do have another blast from the past, though, Walt. Can I ask you, because it's been driving me crazy and nobody else remembers it, do you remember a restaurant called Mr. Quick where they had pork tenderloin sandwiches? Anyone? And this is, again, circa 1978, 79, 80. And probably in the Midwest, but it was like a fast food, but it was like they had the best pork tenderloin sandwiches, and nobody seems to remember they existed.
I missed that.
Nope, I'm from the Midwest, but I was 1 in 1980.
Well, that's a problem, yeah. So I'm picking on Walt, the old guy.
Yeah, but they weren't ever down here. Don't remember that one.
Yeah, I had a place called Mr. T's Pizza. It's still there. It's been open, since before I was born. They even rebuilt a new building right on top of the place because it was on Highway 51, right off Route 6. And, they made a killing there. Man, that place. And they had good pizza. But they've been around forever. We used to accidentally shoot arrows into their parking lot over a big, 6-foot-high privacy fence, trying to hit squirrels. We were dumb, young and dumb, hunting in downtown Hobart. We were 13, 14,
Right.
Yeah. Good times.
Matt Palmer beat me to the punch. I pitted the food. Anyway. Believe it or not, in Shreveport, we also had a place called Pizza Planet that was like a local thing. It wasn't. It never went anywhere. It was just them. And like there was a big circular table in the middle of the restaurant that would fit probably 15 teenagers. And that was the thing. You tried to get there as soon as the game was over to get that table and hold it for your friends so y'all could all be at the table at Pizza Planet. If you guys remember that. And then suddenly it was a thing in the Toy Story movies that were telling us secrets about the matter. Yeah, remember all those videos? Anyway, yeah. Pizza Planet, it was awesome. Man, what are we doing? Stop. Y'all are making me want pizza now. Damn it. Hey, Allison.
I left during the existential questioning, and there's a book, and I don't care. Well, anyway, there's a book, okay, and I want to read something. May I please, may I?
Heck yeah.
Okay. It's the book is Eternity Can Wait, and it's wonderful stuff. But To Burn From Within is the title of this this, and people of every age have risen up and defied the powers that be, oblivious to the consequences that might be visited upon them. I'm trying to how do I look while I'm doing this? Let's do this. Haha. Okay. I love you guys too so much. All right. People of every age have risen up and defied the powers that be, oblivious to the consequences that might be visited upon them. We have suffered fire and sword, endured starvation and imprisonment, been broken on the rack, swung from the scaffold, and still we dared to rage against injustice and oppression imposed by self-appointed guardians or self-crowned royalty. Surely in our hearts we know that one's existence is one's badge of authority, that nothing is more holy than the flame of life that burns upon the altar of one's being. Each instinctively knows that oneself is the only tender of this inward flame. If one does not feed and guard it, then it will flicker and blow out. But even though some power greater far than I may seek to snuff it out, yet shall I tend my fire, even though it is inevitable that it will be extinguished by relentless floods unleashed against it, yet shall I replenish the fuel. Whatever the consequences, my flame of life shall burn. Better to be extinguished in a brilliant flash than to flutter out beneath a bushel. Better to leap into the inevitable than to be overtaken in retreat. Better to honor the privilege handed to me than to be a traitor to the trust placed in my hands. Yes, there is a heroism native to each of us. To live humanely, we must resist usurpers whom we have not been asked to authorize. Every step in our march to human dignity has been won by rebels. Freedom and justice have been forged in revolt. Achievement and knowledge is the history of rebellion. Let me tend my fire. It is a sacred trust. The only injunction incumbent upon me is to burn from within. We're learning all this stuff so that we know what's coming. So thank you.
That was awesome. I dug that.
Tell everybody the book again.
Who wrote that?
Okay, this is Eternity Can Wait by Carl J. Nelson. And this is the revised edition, 1987. Copyright 1962. These are this one. I wrote this one down. I copied this one because scribe that I am. No cause to be vain. This is awesome. Sometimes I may glance furtively about to see if I may speak what clamors for expression in my thoughts. Or I may step gingerly as though the exercise of my bodily existence might cause some calamitous effect. Or yet again, I may stifle feelings that surge within me for fear that someone else may see them and take action in reprisal. But I may be assured that my world is strong enough for me to step upon its surface. I can venture forth, I can explore, I can run and jump without the earth collapsing. I can speak my mind forthrightly, and still the seasons come and go. I can even get excited and shout and rave, and still Orion and the Pleiades will glitter in the sky. I may utter the most damnable hearsay, a gasping blasphemy, and still the sun will set and rise. It is somewhat disconcerting that my words have little import, and so I might as well proclaim what is really on my mind. And if I can possess my life to the uttermost, I can drive my body to exhaustion. I can feel the heat of passion and the chill of sorrow. I can wrestle with gigantic problems, and yet my body is renewed and my mind becomes refreshed. There is a toughness to my life, a resilience of mind. I can strive toward my highest goals, dare the impossible, seek for the quintessence of human nobleness. Even if these should be achieved, the universe would not be startled. Even sorry, see, I saw myself got self-conscious. But stifling. Okay, even blah 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 blah. I could strive toward my highest goals, dare the impossible, seek for the quintessence of human nobleness. Even if these should be achieved, the universe would not be startled. But stifling a cosmic yawn, it would turn attention to the activities of other progeny on other places, so planets. But what is the use then? But it is not important to the universe. It is meaningful to me. Just so what is most important to myself does not, within my eyes, become the alpha and omega of existence. Since the universe is seemingly indifferent, I have freedom to enjoy the full state of my humanity, to exercise, to limit all the faculties that grace the human form.
That is awesome.
That was beautiful. Now, was that the same book?
Up on the same book, right?
I mean, these are it's a giant has inherited the earth. Truth seems to be a traveler. Time and ages brought to bud. He's got more teach me to relate, O life. Give me awareness of the presence that infuses all creation. Let me see beyond the obvious to the infinite. For as I sharpen my discernment of the obvious, I begin to feel alone and isolated. Obviously, I am one, distinct from all others, a person separate apart, but profoundly I am within distinction, flowing in an infinite continuum. As great as my need to define is my need to relate. As great as my need for scientific exactitude is my need for reverence for the whole. And great is my need for individuality is my need for society. Who can separate the finite from the infinite, the part from the whole, religion from science? The part and whole are incomplete without each other. The uniformity of sheep is confirmed by the separateness of each. The regularity of the pendulum is determined by irregularities of direction. Yes, bend me, O life, so I am straight. Reject me that I may feel included, and let me sense my individuality so sharply that I may as deeply feel the universal presence. Okay, I'll be done.
That is awesome.
I had this book last time with me in my bag here in this hotel. We stand, man. We stand upon a threshold, stirred by a vague excitement. In January dawns a consciousness of something new that is to be. A freshness floods the inward being that will germinate in spring, mature in summer, and yield its fruit in fall. But now, at the season of the year, my soul delights in a sense of newness without form. A light, infinite, mysterious, immeasurable fills my being. But too, in January, is a sense of something gone. A cycle has rolled complete, something has died that cannot come to birth again. Yet the surge of life cannot be stayed. There's something gone beyond recall, let it go. Through a portal it passed, the gate of which must close forever, let it close. The hill upon the skyline has been reached, and though the view of the valley just traversed is unexcelled, yet let me turn about upon this vantage point and scan the horizon straight ahead, for another guiding peak. The older generates into new the outward dark recedes before the growing brightness of an inward light. In January, one turns about from things, past steps through the portal of the year and the beginning, and things blow up before they get better. You know, a seed, and then it's a flower. You know, and I love you guys because it's time. So, Eternity to Be White by Carl.
And everybody in
J.
chat's loving it too. So you're doing
Oh,
great
really?
stuff. Oh yeah, I'm just going through the chat reading. Yeah, they're digging it.
Oh.
Lots of new folks I'm seeing too. Welcome everybody. If you've been here and I haven't noticed you before, my apologies, but definitely glad to see some new faces.
Yeah.
But for these fools, there are many well-paved roads in life, smooth and easily traveled, and multitudes may throng upon them. Yet for every road we walk upon, some seeming fool has struggled through the wilderness. Every deeply moving melody that flows so freely from my lips was torn from the emotions of a composer. Atomic power, now so easily released, burst from arduous study, baffling search, and unending labor of many minds. And freedom, the warp and woof of my society, is woven by heretics who bought with the blood of rebels. I am thankful for those who lifted their eyes from the beaten path and who yielded to the lure of snow-capped peaks rising above the trackless forest. I am thankful for the fools who left the healthy push of multitudes and struggled on a solitary way. I am thankful for the heretics who suffered censure, slander, and rebuke to find their own paths and to light their own lights. But for these fools, I would still be but a brute, dimly conscious in the darkness of primeval forests. There are no easy roads to virtue. There are no highways to our ideals. There is no beaten path to truth. So I will always be distrustful of the easy wisdom of the multitudes and ever intrigued by the arduous folly of fools. Like there, and you, and you, and you. I love you guys, man. Oh, just.
Thank you, lady. Love you.
Oh, there's so much more.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Allison. That was awesome.
A friend in chat is requesting us shout out to Flat Fellow, Tommy, that Flat Fellow. Free Flow, welcome. Glad to see you there in chat. And definitely, we'll shout out Tommy any time we can.
Heck
He's
yeah.
definitely a friend of our show and a friend to the fucking Flat Earth in a huge way. He and that whole Kakalaki crew, man, you guys are doing epic stuff.
Yeah, October 2nd. Give me 1 second.
Charlotte.
I know.
You trying to find it? I'm trying to find it.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte.
They're meeting up for beers and a little street activism near Charlotte in Noda, N-O-D-A, with capital N, capital D.
Great information. Can't beat it.
I'm sure if you go over to Tommy's channel, that Flat Fellow, he's got information in there on how you can reach him and get all the information if you're going to be in the area. They always have fun. They always do.
I think Zach and I both are planning on being there. Globusters, you can type in if you think you're going to be there too, but I'm quite excited about it. Tommy's events are the best. And Karen's event is coming up. We have a lot of the best coming up here. I'm so excited. Could use the happiness.
Yeah, we'll take,
I don't know what Bob said, but he took it back. I just dropped Tommy's channel in chat for y'all. I wish I'd have seen it. Shout out, Bob. Love you, brother. It's funny you guys are communicating in the chat. That's just great. That's classic.
Glowbusters is sending a could be. He might be there.
Hey,
I'm trying to remember what I was yelling at you guys about this morning.
you yelled at us a couple times in chat. I
I
tried to
did.
see when I went back up to see what it was, and dude, there was so much happening in chat. It was just too much. I kept getting distracted. So my
I was
apologies.
agreeing, I'm like, well, yeah, but wait.
No, I knew it was good, but I just couldn't get to it, and I couldn't get you here because I kept asking you, "Are you having audio issues?" And then you'd be gone, and I'm like, "Well, we'll get her in here. I know we will."
Oh.
All right, I'm going back to chat. I gotta stop.
Yeah. And I was so chatty in the first part of this show that I thought, when I was cooking, I thought I'd let other people talk while I was eating. Apologize for the person that I timed out in the chat, but you really grossed me out while I was eating. So
See, I missed that too. Damn it, I'm missing all the fun going back to.
it was no big deal, but it's just not what you want to see while you're eating.
That's fine. Well, I guess I'll be going to get pizza as soon as we get through here.
When I was young, when I was running up and down the buildings getting the pigeons for all these drug dealers. I mean, these guys were bad people. They wanted to kill me. They were throwing bricks at me. I thought I was in a nightmare. I didn't know if this was reality or if this was the truth. That's why I always wish that Iron Realm Media was around back then. Because I didn't know what was truth or not. So now I listen to Iron Realm Media all the time. Now I'm walking around the earth and I'm thinking to myself, yes, guess what? This earth is flat indeed. I remember the first time I knocked somebody out. The first time was when this guy picked up one of my pigeons and he snapped his neck. He snapped the pigeon, he broke the pigeon's neck. And I just looked at him. And just my instincts came to give him a right hook. I knocked him out completely. I get really emotional when I think about it, and then I have to sift my brain and think about Iron Realm Media. It makes me so happy. Because Josh, Walt, Lucas, and Zach, they're my friends. It's like they become my pigeons now. I'm going to protect them. So if anybody try to fuck with them, they're in trouble. They're going to get knocked the fuck out. This is Iron Mike Tyson, and you're listening to Iron Realm Media.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Tommy.
Yeah, that's just just a little taste of what Tommy and that awesome Kakalaki crew can do. And he said Steve Martin will be coming.
Iron Realm Media in a nanosecond, but we've lost the technology. And it's a hard process to rebuild truth frequency radio. And it's too bad, because Iron Realm Media is a wonderful program.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you very much, Don. Yeah, we really appreciate it. Don Pettit, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't think they were letting him talk anymore.
Yeah, they probably just keep him drunk like
Surprise why he's over here hawking for us.
Right.
I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch.
You fucker.
Yeah, well, I know there's a guy out there who's got something to tell you, Neil. We may not. Yeah.
Now, come on. Right. Big bloated actor. I get that, Steven, but you still, dude. I mean, we're trying to keep the show.
Yeah, no need to bring race into it, Steven.
Oh.
He's such an asshole, folks. Sorry about that.
He just comes from a different generation. You know.
Yeah, I know.
Like three different generations, but you know.
Incredible. Oh, man.
You know, Einstein was a big racist, too. I guess all of them have to be. You know, when you're in that part of the club. I don't know what it is. Einstein was big time. Go read his. We were talking about that on Glowbusters the Wednesday show. Go read some of Einstein's old writings from when he visited China and went through India and places like that. Man, you talk about just a ugly mind, really. I mean, yeah.
Savage said it best. He said Einstein is a shitbag. I think that was his article.
Shitbag. Yeah.
Look at it, like Google that. You'll get right to it. I forgot that. Thank you.
Yeah, if you type in Einstein ship bag, it should take you right to the Savage plane.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I so rudely interrupted, Zach. I'm sorry. It was such a visual.
Nah, it's all right. I was rambling probably. I don't even remember.
Well, we've got about 15 minutes before we hit that 3-hour mark. So,
I would more.
Space lettuce.
For you. And Lucas. Nom 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 nom.
So I know I saw Walt been still throwing stories in there. I thought maybe we could hit a few space lettuce stories before we get the hell up out of here.
Yeah, they're always fun.
Those and maybe a Flattoberfest ad. Those are always fun.
Definitely.
And it is up and coming, I know. Rhoda does. I know I can't get enough of it. Come, Walt, come.
Oh, man. Y'all don't even know how bad I want to come.
I'll come get you. I'll have reliable transportation once I get to Alabama. I mean, there's something waiting for me there.
But if you go to Alabama, then you have to come back. Or this way.
Well, yeah, duh. I mean, I'm going to
talk.
You know, because I pick everybody up. I would come back and get y'all.
I'm struggling with Skype, people. I don't know what's going on with it. It was giving me trouble earlier. It must be an update. There it is. Okay, I gotta go find it.
I should walk in here. I got a 10-page letter from the Society, but it's a secret. I'm not supposed to tell you about it. They want to give me some free secrets though, so I can't be rich and famous like everybody else. And I have to. It was dated on August 14th. It had to be postmarked today, faxed or postmarked today. And this, or they'll go down to the next guy, right, or person, and they mention my name every other paragraph, and then throwing in the Briscoe at the end. And I haven't even read through the whole thing, but if I don't, accept them, they'll just have to go with the next person on the list, and they'll never have the opportunity for this again. Well, this is the same letter that I got 6 months ago. This said, but I haven't found any grammatical errors in it yet. But I haven't read the whole thing yet. But they should have, postage paid. The envelope should have come back. I mean, it was sent first class bulk. It wasn't sent, third. But I'm so special and wonderful. But they can't tell me who they are. It's a secret.
Oh, I saw a good one.
You'll have to, because I'm having problems.
It was about Mars. And I didn't get too deeply into it, so I didn't really want to say anything until I could see the article. But it pretty much was saying that plants will not grow on Mars. So even plants there will have to be grown indoors. Then why are we going to Mars?
So that they stop looking, so people will not look at the thing that happened a couple hundred years ago, so people won't look outside of the extraterrestrial, because they want you to look at something else.
And newsflash, Zach, we're not going to Mars.
Well, no, I know, but why fake it anymore going to Mars? Why would you say that plants can't even grow there? Your whole story is you're going to terraform it and change it and make it so we can all live there and move there. But, I mean, if you can't get a plant to grow there, then there's no point in humans going there.
Zach, honey, they're lying to you. It's all fake.
Well, I know that, but that's a stupid... what I'm saying is it's a stupid lie. It's a dumb...
No.
All of them are.
I get what you're saying, Zach, but...
I get it.
Remember the guy that climbed Mount Everest, the first guy that climbed Mount Everest, and I asked him why he climbed?
Because it was there?
Because it was there. You remember what it was like to be one of those NASA fanboys. It doesn't matter. We will spend billions and billions of dollars pretending to go to Mars just because the NASA fanboys want to be able to say that they did. It doesn't matter if we can't stay there, if we can't live there, if we can't use it as a launch pad to interstellar space travel. We can at least say that we went there. Isn't that fucking stupid? But I bet you there's a whole lot of people that wouldn't care. Don't even, I mean, it's why we went to the moon. What the fuck? What are we going to do? What were we going to the moon for? Other than to say that we went to the moon.
Well, they were going to put a base on there, right?
Put a base.
That'd be a perfect military
You get to go have
strategic.
lunch. You can have some advertising. There'll be mining for. Who knows what we could find? All kind of moon golf. You could eat chicken up there. I don't know.
You could eat chicken up there. And then I saw another one about space hotels, but I think they were ripping on it.
Nom 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 nom.
Right.
Yeah, they're not popping up anymore. I should have dropped them in chat. Now I see one. NASA to study a $700 quintillion gold mine asteroid.
Right, because
that sounds real.
Didn't they already have this story like 3 years ago? And then they came out and debunked it like 4 months ago. And now we're back to this fucking story again. That's fucking space lettuce.
Space lettuce.
Uh-huh. No shit.
Thank you, Cammie.
But y'all forget, oh, yes, you do have a beautiful smile. Y'all forget that the whole thing, the secret to it all is there is a 10,000-year clock being built for us in a mountain.
Right.
I'll stop. If you didn't see the show this morning or hear it, then yeah, Bezos has got a clock.
Why are you sending all of these construction trucks into the mountain? Like, why are you hollowing out the mountain? What are you doing? I'm building a clock.
Rings.
It's a 10,000-year clock. It ticks like once a year. The cuckoo comes out once every millennia. And, leave me alone. I'm a billionaire. Don't ask questions about why I'm digging out the mountain.
Because I can.
Because I can. The same reason we're going to Mars.
Yeah.
Because my penis is small. I mean, because I have a lot of money.
So we've been watching Project Blue Book over there on the Idiot Box.
How is that? Because I've debated just to give
It's
it a
worth
try.
it. It's worth it.
Okay.
Watching what?
To see the bullshit, the grand
Project Blue Book. Again, remember how I always claimed that new season of the X-Files, that if you were to just take the first episode of that first season back and the last episode of that first season back and just kind of put them together and just watch them, and I think what they're going to do is tell you a whole bunch of truth right there in those two episodes. I think there's a lot going on in there too, because there's a lot of the same messaging going on in this Project Blue Book. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. I don't want to give any spoilers because I know how much you hate spoilers.
I've looked at it a few times and said, well, I've waited for years, but do I care now? I really don't. But I should watch it. I will.
Yeah, because you'll still get stuff out of it.
I think Lucky's got it. Don't go looking around on Earth now. That's what all this is about.
Deep inside, we're all the same. I was just fixing. I was trying to. I was just fixing. I got. Yes, we are at the part to say, hey, Lucky. Yeah, deep inside, we're all the same. It makes you want. I hear a tune. It makes you want to sing, want to dance. Pigs in Space this morning. Remember. Anyway.
So it looks like Blue Origin. A lot of the people from Blue Origin have quit over the last past few weeks. Like 16 of the top engineers. At least 16 key leaders and senior engineers have left Blue Origin this summer, with many moving on in the weeks after Bezos' space flight.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And two of them already announced jobs at other space companies, Elon Musk's SpaceX and Firefly. Nobody specified why they left, but frustration with executive management and a slow bureaucratic structure is often cited in employment reviews on jobs. What did you expect? You were going to be getting a ride to space or something? Come on.
I'm
Slow
totally
bureaucratic.
I'm confused. I mean, I know the fans have been like harping for a new season, but I didn't realize Firefly had gotten renewed yet.
Zach, you have today, 9 hours ago, radiation detecting optical fibers installed on the International Space Station. It's in order to protect both crew and electronics from radiation. It's mandatory that they invest and put an effective radiation monitor system up there. You would think they've been up there a lot of years.
23 years now.
23 years now.
Yeah.
I would have maybe thought about detecting radiation before 9 hours ago. But,
Why?
Or 21 years.
Because you're not thinking about it logically, Kimmy. They didn't even realize it existed until just a few months ago. So how are they supposed to block it? How are they supposed to even know to block it?
Yeah, when they watch the Goldbuster show, right?
Now that
they know. If we don't know about it, it can't hurt us.
They weren't hurt. Right, Zach. They didn't know, so they were okay. Remember?
Right.
Astronaut Bean. Astronaut Bean told us all about it. Right. We didn't even know about that. They hadn't discovered that at that point. So, yeah, they were safe.
They're doing the responsible thing. Once they learned, they're taking the appropriate steps. Now it's mandated. It's mandated. It's mandated. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Break that word down. Mandated.
Yeah. In other news, we have Comet Atlas may have been a blast from the past. This is good. It is suspected that about 5,000 years ago, a comet may have swept within 23 million miles of the sun, closer than the innermost planet Mercury. That comet might have been a spectacular sight. Yeah, it may have been. However, this nameless space visitor is not recorded in any known historical events, but what do the astronomers know? They know that it may have swept within 23 million miles of the sun, maybe about 5,000 years ago, and it maybe found its perfect orbit to keep up with the spinning Earth, spinning around the sun while the sun is rocketing through the solar system, and it's decided to visit us again because they see it's on a parabolic thing, and even though a filament networks that way, they seem to think that this may have swept within 23 million miles of the sun. Over 5,000 years ago. So
that had a lot of maybes in there.
Yeah. It is.
Josh was just like ding, 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 ding.
How can you, in good conscience, even write that down? Like, seriously.
This is the headline is, and I'm in biz.org. I'm in the fun stuff here, and this is by ESA Hubble Information Center. So this is top technical news, and I kid you not, the title of the article is Comet Atlas may have been a blast from the past.
Ding.
Ding. May not have been, but it may have been. I guess that's you know what? It might be the most accurate story they have on the site. Oh, ding.
Okay, I have. Does anybody have any more lettuce? I wanted to put one actual thing out there that people can actually go verify and see for themselves.
Ooh, we got
if
croutons?
we're done with the lettuce. Nope, no, this is real. This is, I mean, the story is a crouton, and it's, what they say it is bullshit, but Jupiter is at its biggest and brightest this week for the year. So, that's something you could verify. You can go out and measure it, with a little thing or whatever with your camera, and go out later in the year, look at it, see that it's smaller or whatever, but it's supposed to be real big and bright right now. So if you have one of those nice cameras, and you got a good view of the sky, go check out Jupiter.
What time of day?
Or night? Sure.
Whenever you're awake.
Yeah, it'll be different places, I'm sure. But yeah.
That's not right. Something.
I would say wait until the stars are out and you're awake. And if you can meet those two criteria, you should be good.
Sometimes Venus is out in the morning, sometimes Venus is out at night. That's why I'm, That's
I
why
know.
I need the astrolabe or the other thing. Which one would be better, an astrolabe or the other thing? the sextile.
Okay, so it's yesterday, August 19th. It was directly opposite the sun, so kind of like the moon.
Where the full moon would be.
Interesting.
Like it'd be 1 o'clock about your time, 1 o'clock a.m. local time, give or take. That's gonna give you an arc range of looking in the sky that'll be high up.
Are you loving on a kitty, Walt?
Yeah. I just woke up and came to all see me at once. So I have the cat.
And yes, you will. You will say it every night lately, Vanilla.
Okay, it says look left of the full moon, or right if you're using a telescope that inverts your image.
That's what I wanted to know. What was there last night? This morning, we were talking astrolabes this morning. I was like, I needed one of those earlier, and that's what I needed it for because I wanted to know what that was. Who that was up there. Was that so? I'm happier, jovial. Just because now I know. Thank you. Get it, jovial.
And they're also saying that all week you can also use the full moon to spot not only Jupiter and Saturn. Saturn's right kind of by Jupiter. It goes the moon, Jupiter, and then Saturn. Pluto will be very faint, which it says you need a moderate-sized telescope, I'm sure. And Neptune, which I've never seen Neptune. That'd be interesting. I don't know if a P1000 can pick up Neptune.
It's blue.
Because you got to get out there on the ocean, Zach.
Yeah, fuck all
You got
that.
to get into a boat and sail
I
out
can
there
get on a mountain.
into the
I can
middle
get on
of
a
the
mountain.
ocean. You're not going to find Neptune on a mountain, Zach. Neptune lives in the ocean.
Well, then me and Neptune just aren't going to meet just yet.
Well, then don't be surprised if you haven't seen Neptune. Yeah.
So yeah, that was some real space stuff there, if you want to call it space. It's just real lights in the sky stuff.
So before we get out of here, I saw a question, a little confusion. Salted Cedar asking, is this the second show today or was Salted Cedar dreaming? You were not dreaming. On Friday, you get 2 doses of your iron to get you through the weekend. We started out on YouTube years ago doing the show here, doing it as Flat Earth Friday, as Fringecast, as Have No Sphere. And our good friend Billy Ray Valentine helped us acquire a position over there at TFR, and we started doing the Ironworks as a morning show twice a week on Tuesdays and on Friday morning. So on Friday, you get 2 of us, or 2 Iron Realm shows. If that helps clear it up, I probably totally confused you with that, but that's kind of how it works.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Did I sound like the guy at all?
That was pretty close. I'd have to dig that one out of the vault because it's buried in there, but I've got it somewhere.
If you're in a time warp and you don't know if it's morning or night here, know that you're usually not going to hear me at the show at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, rarely on those morning shows. Rarely.
The boys are much tougher than I am on that one. So, yeah. But Friday night, I'm in. Windmill
I'm
help
going to
me.
be singing Time Warp all night in my head.
Let's do the
Jump to the
time
left.
again. There is
It's just the hop to the left.
Yeah, there's a premiere tonight, right now going on, Alt World Discovery, The Great Tartary, Season 1, Episode 1, just started a minute ago.
Awesome.
And Wheeler's talking about stuff. Man. Wow. All this encroaching on our Friday night, but I know it's time for you guys to eat. And it is
I
8
know
o'clock.
Jaren's show is starting right now, too. Jaren waited.
And Ceiling Fan
I doubt it
Man.
was for us, but yeah, that was cool that Jaren didn't go live till 9 o'clock.
Oh, nice. Thank
For
you,
his
Jerry.
Friday
If that
show.
was at
Yeah.
all in a consideration of us, whether we did, I can appreciate it. That's awesome. Yeah, nice. But I'll be heading out after we get off here and go watch some stuff, it looks like.
I think I would.
That being said, my stomach is wanting pizza, so I'm about to go make that happen.
Yeah, mine's wanting something from somewheres.
I had some meatloaf. It was good.
Yeah, I don't have meatloaf going, or meat sheet or whatever she calls it.
Well, there's a lot of boys in the house. My love just doesn't cut it, so think a cake, a sheet pan.
That's what's up. You got to do it.
You do what you have to do. I mean, you do what you have to do.
Growing boys you got. Allie, thank you so much for sharing and reading and being here.
Thank you for your patience and inclusion.
You've been here, lady, your family, you know that.
We're all inclusive around here.
Right. Thank you, Luca. Thank you, brother, for being here and sharing. Glad you're safe. Things are crazy and glad you're staying safe in the middle of it and figuring your way around it. That was awesome. Martin, dude, how much more can a thumb be flat for you? You always break my Brian when you're here, and I can't wait, dude, for tomorrow to see what you got planned for us. So it's now set up on my timer on my phone. Of course, it'll probably go off and I go, what is this clock set for? But I'll turn on YouTube and see if something's live, and it'll hopefully do it.
What?
I don't know. My brain went blank. There was something else I was going to say. Rob, thank you for showing up, brother. We're always glad when you have time to come hang out with us. Definitely glad to hear you're being very vocal again. I know you were like, dude, we met you. You were the honey badger at work, just telling them all what the fuck was up, getting people on your ass left and right. And glad to see you're still doing that.
Just imagine. I don't think Rob could do our first couple Ironwork shows that we did. I don't think Rob could do those today. That's how fucked up shit's been since we started.
Yep.
I don't think he could go on the internet and say the things that he was saying then, now. Because like he said, they're kicking in people's doors, even though they shouldn't be, but they're doing it. October is rolling around here real quick here, Walter. Is that 4? Would that be 4 years over there on TFR?
Is that really 4 fucking years?
I'm pretty sure.
3 years? Hell, it is 4 years. Wow. So that means we've been doing this almost 6.
Yep.
Good God.
We've got the catalog.
We love you guys. Go back. There's lots of shit out there if you go digging. We've got a lot of goodies. If you dig, the gold is there.
I would love to see if somebody would say, you know what, I'd just like to go through their catalog and see what they've put out.
Filter
just
it
like
out.
and see just exactly what it was and see how long that would take somebody to sit down and watch all of our archives, all the hours we've spent invested. If anybody would be willing to just go through and, because God, that would be redonkulous. Even at double speed, triple speed. It's
right. Shout out Savage again.
That's thousands of hours. Yeah, 3 shows a week for 4 years. That's 3 a.m. to usually 10 p.m. on a Friday night for 4 years. Love it. And I've said for at least 2 years that we may do a third day, switch it up to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I stand by it. I stand by it.
Keep saying that, John. You keep fucking saying it.
Yes. Maybe.
It's just a hop to the left.
He'll be looped in all night.
Can you step to the
All
right?
I think it's that time.
Hands on your hips.
Alrighty. Thank you guys so much. What a way to round out a Friday. You guys effing rock.
Talking about time again here at the end, and that's what got this morning, right? So start talking about the blue moon, start talking about time, and then all of a sudden, whoa, look, it's 12 hours later.
There it is. 12 hours later.
I love you guys.
We love you too, Allison. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Lucas, you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Relax. Tell the kids we said hey. Tell the wife we said hey too. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your weekend. We love you. Be good. Be well. We'll see you right back here on Friday if we don't see you on a Tuesday or a Friday morning. Whatever. You know where we are. Love you. Bye-bye.
Good chat, everyone.
Hey, Huma.